Yo, it's your boy Dizzy, man. You already know it's not about the setback. It's about the get back. I want to appreciate everyone that's became a member, that subscribed to the channel, and that watches the channel. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live. I appreciate all of y'all that rock with me, and I hope y'all continue to rock with me. SBGB fam. Yo, what's poppin', fam, man? You know, I appreciate all y'all. Facts. And, you know, we've been going in and grinding today. Straight up. You know, in the building. Yeah. We see, though, Wack falls out with everybody. Everybody that associates with him, he always ends up falling out with him. They always have some type of issue that occurs when he's dealing with people. It's like he don't keep no solid relationships at all. It's always a bunch of, you know, beef situations, you know, because he's a jealous individual. You know, him and Loose Cannon was running tough. And, you know, they was about the same thing at one point. Now, he's trying to make it like they never rocked with each other. He's seen through Loose Cannon from the door. Blueface, his artist, right? We gonna see when he come home if his relationship is still tight with Wack. Because I'm sure Wack wasn't holding it down. Wack wasn't doing his part. Wack hasn't been in support of Blueface, man. Because he hasn't been putting it out there about the man in the situation on his way home and, you know, preparing. You know, he said some things on Vlad, but, you know, his support for the people he around is Fufafi. You know, he don't hold it down. You signed to him. He act like he's all for the people that is signed to him, that he manages or whatever. But they all seem to fizzle out. Straight up. Josh and Star Kitty. J Rip Advisory. Miss Hawkins. Big Steve. Mel G. All the people, you know, I appreciate all y'all, man. Facts. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, you know, and share this live, man. Yeah, you know, chat. Y'all know we keep it real about this situation. We call it out all the time. It's like, dude is messy with all the people that are around him and the people that's not around him. It's just like, it's always conflict. He's so stuck in doing this shit on Clubhouse that he does it with the people that is supposed to be next to him. Straight up. Yeah. When we seen his relationship with Loose Cannon fall apart after he lined the situation up, that right there showed his character. Because it was all about Loose Cannon when they was rocking. That's all we heard. Wack and Loose Cannon. But he'd try to make it seem like it wasn't nothing. You know, we heard 600 talk slick about Wack before. But they cool now. So that lets you know that he gonna end up backdooring 600 eventually. Yeah. You know, it's like he's not a friend to anybody. You know, whoever he can use for opportunity, that's what he gonna do. You opportunity, and I'm gonna use it. But when it's no more opportunity there, he throw you away. And then at the same time, he want to make sure that he destroys whatever he feel like he had part in. And you know, with 600, he said he got him out his contract with Don King, right? And I'm sure he became the manager, you know, because he ain't getting him out of contract not to become the manager, you know. I'm sure he became the manager. And, you know, when the situation fall out with that, he'll end up sabotaging that, making sure that he let it be known, nigga, I put you in position. You know, I made you. Don King had paws on you, and I'm the reason why you was able to get out of that situation. Blueface, the same way. When Blueface come home, if Blueface try to go against Wack and be like, I don't want no part of this and I don't want to deal with you, and he gonna make sure that he sabotage. One of those type of people. It's like you can't disagree with him and be like, I ain't dealing with you no more. I don't want no parts. Cause he gonna get funny, flaky, and try to do backdoor shit. Straight certified snake. You know, one of those type of people that really don't care about nobody but themselves. Straight up. Yeah. I seen something, you know, that I wanted to react to as well. Straight up. Willie D had a lawyer on there. You know, I wanted to play that. But it was something else I seen too. Yeah, that was deep. Let me see. I wanted to play this. Hold up, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash that like button. Yeah, hold up. The Diddy case gonna be going to the jury too Monday. Yeah. His case going to the jury Monday. Let me see here. Yeah, Diddy case going to the jury Monday. Let me see here. Yeah, this shit going straight to the jury on Monday.
You're lying. Listen to me.
Yeah, hold up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button too. Share this live. You know I appreciate all y'all. Facts.
I didn't know much. You was blind, gang.
That's a lie.
No, I said when he first walked in, when he fell over me.
You did multiple podcasts with him
Watch the first video. When he walked in, listen to me. When he walked in with me, he fell over me. I got up instantly. I thought I was backdoor then. I don't trust no jumper. Watch the first video. I jumped up like this, and Cuz told me, you don't know, but he blind. And that's when I came back.
Yeah, but that was like 2 weeks before that.
I didn't know. And nothing I didn't know. I didn't know he was a gang member.
What?
I didn't know.
How'd you not know that? He says blood every other word.
Listen, gang. Listen. This is what I believe. If a motherfucker doing content,
smart, huh?
Listen. No, if you're doing content, I think you should do content. I didn't know that Adam 22 is hiring crazy motherfuckers like this from the trenches for real. How the fuck I supposed to know?
He didn't know. Look.
How the fuck I supposed to know? Right?
What
This
you mean?
building supposed to be for content. How the fuck I supposed to know? I gotta come in with a switch.
This is
Getting the
good.
real
How the
deal.
fuck I supposed to know?
Come away for so much.
He would be
the real deal.
How the fuck I supposed to know?
That's how the fuck I know I gotta come.
How the fuck I supposed to know?
Bro,
I try to tell
that's his script.
But you knew. That's the point. Y'all niggas knew.
Yes,
And that's why. That's why when I walked in here, there wasn't nobody in here but me and the security.
Here's the thing.
That's why I walked in here
Are you
like that.
You basically, you're Batman, right? Don't get mad when the Joker appears. Don't get mad when the Penguin appears.
You work at a place that
You're
put the
Batman.
to make me
Are you Batman or not?
You want to make me the content.
Are you Batman? Yes. I've been content.
He did his son. That's your turn. Your turn, nigga.
That's the real shit, cause you owe cause he owe you.
We all
cause like
content.
y'all basically nigga, you self put me
They
here.
set me up with you,
They
gang.
set me up, and all of a
They
sudden
wanted you to knock me the
everybody-
out.
Everybody go.
No.
They don't security.
That's it. I swear to God on my mama. When I walked in here, gang, I'm like, I'm finna leave. But I'm like, I can't leave. I'm already here. Cause like, no, whole time, I'm trying to find an excuse to get out this bitch.
Yeah, he trying to get out
right.
here.
I'm trying to get out this bitch.
No, this is my nigga. I got to wait on this nigga.
But here's the point. I'm gonna make sure you know that I'm here for a different reason. So, motherfucker gonna fuck me up, but I know I had a chance to speak, at least that. And you gotta give me that much courtesy to let me speak. I didn't come here for that, right? So the internet twists shit I say, but they don't understand that No Jumper got bad clips and they poor right now. They hurting. They do anything for content. Right. Adam will suck for content. You will suck Adam for content if he asks you to.
You have sucked on him, and I saw it happen.
No,
Really
I'm just keeping it real, gang.
No, here's the crazy thing, right? Like literally the whole, the whole point of you being over here is because
To get fucked up for views.
No. You know who really got fucked up for views? Me. Because I got left to deal with the two of y'all.
Who?
You feel me? Me. I'm in
You
the middle
ran.
of it. Ran. I'm here
You
right
wasn't
now.
nowhere.
I'm here right now.
You wasn't nowhere.
right now.
Bro,
You got all that shit.
Bro, did he
you
not
better
run?
cut none of this shit off.
Bro, did he not run?
Hey, he better not.
Run for what?
Tell that nigga
Did he
better
not
not cut none of this shit
run?
off.
For
cuz.
what?
Cuz.
Hey, tell
Hold
cuz he
up,
better
hold
not.
up.
Hey,
Look,
you
who
better
fuck
not
you
cut
was
this
the
motherfucking shit off. Hey, don't cut nothing off on this motherfucker.
Listen.
Make sure you keep everything that everybody can see around the world.
When I walk in the middle of them, what was he? I walked in the middle of everybody. You was nowhere.
They were introducing themselves to you.
Man, I could have got fucked up any
It
moment.
don't matter what streets you from.
Every
Yes,
camera
of
was
course
on
you
me.
could.
Every camera was on me.
Of course you could, but
What you mean? Of course I could.
No.
For content. See what I'm saying?
No.
So why
but-
didn't y'all let?
No, being
so
around gang members.
Why
being
didn't y'all
around
have
serious
folk
people.
extra in the group text with everybody else? Y'all had folk extra outside of the group
Folk
text.
extra.
Why y'all have me the motherfucking group text,
To be
nigga?
fair,
Why you have me the
I'll tell
group
you
text?
why. To
Nigga
be
about to
fair.
knock this nigga hat
No,
off.
I'll tell you why. To be fair, and Fo Extra will admit this himself. He's not the biggest texter. You text Fo Extra.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, you don't
I ain't
text
doing
that much.
So I ain't doing that.
You-
dude.
you-
So
you're more
why
followers.
so why didn't he get a list? Look.
You not taking me down, buddy.
Hold up.
That's
So
what you're
why
not
didn't he get a
gonna
list
do,
about
sir.
podcasting?
He's
What we
not
supposed to talk about? What we supposed to talk about right here? Why I don't got no list?
Bro, I didn't get a list.
I was the podcast, nigga. I ain't stupid.
Well, yeah, they're not.
I ain't stupid.
I gotta get your cross.
I ain't stupid.
I gotta take care of it.
I ain't stupid. I was the podcast. I didn't get no questions. I didn't get nothing.
Yes, you are pure content. We all are pure
They
content.
think cuz you're like the crash.
Wasn't even gonna f me up for content, but
No,
he said I didn't
no.
knew. I
That
knew
would
this
make-
was
that would
happening.
ruin
But I
everything.
still walked in here,
You
gang.
getting fucked up would be the worst thing that ever happened.
No, but
bro.
the best thing for No Jumper.
No, it would not be, bro.
Best thing
that
for
would
y'all.
not be
That's
bad.
a million motherfucking views. The nigga with the biggest mouth get knocked the f out.
No, bro. That would be a
That was
horrible
y'all.
thing.
That was I don't want to see. Right? I don't understand what the fuck
That's
y'all
a
doing.
That nigga Adams called me and said, hey, chill, what? I can't be there tomorrow. He said,
What
what?
he said?
He said, I'm going out of town. He said, what the fuck?
He's not gonna be there. But he knew he was out of town before he got here.
He said, I'm not gonna be there. You just take over. He said, then when I get there, no.
This nigga 4 extras is weird though. This nigga weird, man. Yeah, this nigga 4 extras weird, man. Yeah, this nigga's weird, man. Real annoying. Like, this nigga like Rick Ross baby mom, man. Real annoying.
Nobody there but a security guard.
Oh, God.
He said this nigga never had security
Nigga
guard.
like T,
There's
man.
like 40 people here to be.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of people here.
No, what he had
Like,
was no one
There's
to
like
be
still a
seen.
good amount of people
No,
here.
gang. When I got here, everybody
really
was
felt
here.
like that
They kept
'cause
on
he
saying
texted me.
that's for
I'm
extra
like,
people.
bullshit.
I
I'm
kept
like, you
saying-
bullshit. I said, that's my nigga.
No,
Let me hit him up.
they said that's for extra people. Who was that? That's for extra people. Who was that? That's for extra people.
Yeah.
Everybody for extra people in this bitch.
Us too.
That's how it went.
And
I know you too.
I've been doing that man for 20-something years.
So I'm like, only thing that keep me safe is this. One thing to keep me safe. One thing to keep me safe. The fact that I knew Cuz, all right? Cuz know that I'm genuine. I'm genuine.
That's the only thing.
That's my trump card against y'all bitch ass.
No,
Cause y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know that.
I thought you was anointed, bro.
No, yeah, I'm anointed with the consciousness of the streets, nigga.
Okay, so you're anointed.
Nigga,
then why
you
would
in
it be, so
LA,
you're supposed to be around people like this? It's got nothing to do with checking in.
Yeah, I go.
Miss Hawkins, you said you like Yanti. Hey, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie. Yanti is like extra annoying. I mean, you know, I know she be on her comedy stuff, but damn, she just extra annoying. I know she used to get on Rick Ross's nerves, straight up. It's like she be on a little something and she be off the wall with it.
When you
it's
LA
about showing
check-in.
respect. Okay, let me ask you a
Where you
question.
at?
You said you knew that Faux Extra was going. You quote unquote knew that Faux Extra was going to beat
said you
your
seen
ass.
him in
Quote
LA
unquote.
yesterday?
That's what you just said 5
I knew
minutes
that.
ago, right?
Yeah.
Why did Faux Extra want to beat your ass?
I got a big mouth.
Okay, so you elaborate on that. What specifically?
Because well, listen, let me tell you my perspective. Let me tell you my perspective.
Don't say no dumb shit.
Let me tell my perspective. I'm not.
No.
Let me tell my
I'm not.
perspective. When Adam, listen again, when Adam 22 kept on saying the fight. Now, mind you, when it's on the internet, I think it's the internet. If I'm on the internet, I'm on the internet for the internet. If I'm in the streets, I'm in the streets for the streets. So I know how to distinguish the two. Me personally, me. So when I saw the fact that he was on content with Adam 22, I'm thinking, say for extra name, take up no jumper, right? Take up the content. So I think content. I'm not knowing, and I'm thinking that Adam think the same thing. I'm not knowing that Adam got a gorilla that's gonna f me up for the content, right?
To be fair,
and that's fact.
100 gorillas versus Faux Extra.
That's fact.
That's a fair fight.
That's fact, right?
Like, yeah.
So the thing is, y'all knew that. So when I'm telling you, I'm like, damn, I was Chicago, I'm GDB Vice Lord, I'm here, I'm that. You like, okay, Uncle's all good. You Crip blood, yeah, we're gonna put down with Faux Extra.
It's all good.
No. Only person said something to me. What's that nigga with the curly hair? He said he gave me rules before this. He said, don't say this, don't say this, don't say this, don't say that, and you should. And he said, listen, he said you should be okay. What the f you mean should? That's what he told me. He gave me rules. And I said, what? I said, what's the list we supposed to talk about? He told me what not to talk about and said I should be okay. Get in. What the f Adam running over here?
But that's what he does.
I know y'all trying to go up and fight and trying to prove he can fight, but you're not gonna fight me. I didn't come to the squad.
No one wants him to fight you, bro.
Yep.
I promise.
Come on,
no
gang. What the f you mean? He just finna fight me 5-6 times.
No one wants him to fight you.
Stop playing on me. Y'all want to go up.
The last thing we want is for you to fight.
So some interview questions there. What kind of interview questions you got there? Because you supposed to be doing you. Show me. Show them right here. Say 4 extra. Show me right now. Show me.
I don't have any interview questions.
Y'all wasn't ready. I was the interview.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys are both content gold. I'm content gold.
So why the script at? Content supposed to be scripted.
No.
So why the it's not scripted?
No, it's not scripted.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released?
See, yeah, I think 4 Extras is he's just getting real annoying, man. I ain't even gonna lie. 4 Extras getting real annoying, man. Yeah. Dude is just extra. Like, I'm like, yeah. Dude is just extra. Let me see here. You know what? I wanted to play this right here. And we're going to play this joint right here. I wanted to play this. This lawyer had called in. I mean, not called in, but got on there. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. This lawyer got on there and got to explaining how he felt about the case, and I wanted to play that. So I mean, and let me see what y'all think about that, man. Yeah, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button for me. Let's see where you at with that.
moving slowly and cautiously, and all of the above. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's happening, Willie D? Man, it's always good to be here with you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, man, let's get right into it. How are you feeling about the evidence that the prosecution brought forward and how the defense, basically, do you think the defense held its own?
Well, I mean, the defense does not have an obligation in a criminal prosecution. The burden is on the state to prove the case. Now, I'm gonna preface this. I'm gonna say I don't feel they proved the case, but I'm gonna jump ahead. Let me, because I know some people in like, how dare you? He's a horrible man. This P. Diddy, the type of sex he had was horrible. He should. Okay, so he's a butthole. Okay, he's a freak.
Right.
But is that a crime? So let's get down to the nitty gritty. So they dropped 3 charges. They dropped the kidnapping, they dropped the arson, they dropped the aiding and abetting sex trafficking.
Okay.
Normally at any prosecution, any state prosecution, federal prosecution, what's going to happen is the government is not going to proceed. They're going to do that. That's standard procedure. They feel like, well, we got them on the remaining 5 charges. We don't need to do that, and we don't want to have to try to prove that up, and we don't want that to come back and bite us. But that's standard procedure for them to narrow the case to focus on what was the strongest and best supported by the evidence. Now, if you want to just go line by line and break this thing down, I don't think RICO was ever appropriate for this case. And I said it a long time ago. RICO requires an ongoing organization. Okay, it could be formal, it could be informal, and it has to have its own decision making, its own structure. It has to be part of the defendant's day-to-day thing. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in this particular case, we don't have that. Okay, no single prosecution witness said, I was in Combs' enterprise and here's how it worked. You have former federal prosecutors stressing that there's an absence of any admitted co-conspirator. How can you have a conspiracy with one person, Willie D? You see?
Right.
And then when we will move on to a pattern of racketeering activity. Here you have the prosecutor withdrawing the attempted kidnapping, the attempted arson, the aiding and abetting sex trafficking theories. And what that's going to do is...
You said you heard the lawyers did they thing in there and they got a standing ovation.
Going to make it
they
the
going
jury
hard
now
to
has
paint.
far fewer acts for the jurors to pair into the required pattern. Okay. The other thing is there has to be some sort of nexus between the racketeering acts and the enterprise. And so each RICO predicate it must be conducted through or in the furtherance of an enterprise. Okay. And what the defense did brilliantly was they highlighted that, the assistants testified that the sex parties was like 1% of their job. This man is a music mogul. This man is an entertainment mogul. This is not something that they did as their primary means of operation. This is not the Italian mob. We're not talking about the Bonanos, the Colombo family, the Gambino family, the Genovese family, the Lucchese family. These people had criminal enterprise. This is how they made their money. This is why RICO was invented in the first place, because for those of you guys who are history buffs, remember, if you are a boss of one of the 5 families, you're sitting at the top of a pyramid. Stuff is getting done and money is getting kicked up. Your capos are dealing with it. The soldiers are dealing with it. The associates are dealing with it. You give the word or you give the nod and something happens. Somebody across the nation dies. The money gets picked up from a business through an extortion racket. You're never touched. So without this RICO proving that there was a joint collaboration, this was actually the octopus, and the head of the organization was the head of the octopus, and the tentacles reached out, then you have nothing. And so that's why they authored this RICO law, and they specifically look for enterprise. The most you can say about P. Diddy is that he's a freak. Okay, he's super freak. That's what you can say. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure there's a mighty percentage of people in this chat room right now who have done some things that they might not necessarily want the world to know. So I don't think that, look, Frank, and I hate predicting, but I think it was a bad case. I think it was politically motivated. Damian Williams, who was the head of the Southern District of New York prosecutor, he got out of there as soon as Trump got in office because he knew he was going to be fired. I think this was more somebody trying to make a name for themselves. And now you got the people who are left holding the bag, they don't want to just dismiss it. So now they want to just go forward with it. But I don't think that they are full-throated with this prosecution. But that would be my opening salvo. So I hope that answers your question. But
yeah, it did. But why do you think that sometimes you ask the questions that you know the answer to, but you want to hear it anyway. I just want to make sure that that our thoughts are aligned here. Why do you think that the prosecution dropped the arson and the kidnapping? They say they dropped these charges so that they can have clarity while explaining the instructions to the jury as they deliberate. But why do you think they dropped the kidnapping and the arson and many of the sex charges?
Because they were going to lose, brother. They couldn't prove that. So, I mean, and once the jury gets on the roll, they're back. Imagine the jury sitting back there with these complicated forms trying to figure out which one of these charges is going to stick. They're like, that wasn't ours. And the next thing you know, they're on a roll, and that confuses the rest of them. Because it's like we said, no to this. We might as well say no to the rest of them. They dropped them because they had in lawyer language, we can't prove this. This is going to be too difficult to prove. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the weak links right now. We came at this situation with a shotgun instead of a sniper rifle anyway. So let's just go ahead and narrow it the best we can, and because we can't prove it anyway, we don't want to take this type of L. That's why they couldn't prove it. I mean, it's pretty obvious. They couldn't prove it, brother.
It's like they're in the middle of a RICO. It's like, we got them. We coming in with the jets. We coming in. They came in by land, sea, and air to get Diddy, right?
Yes, they did.
They got simultaneous raids going on for his properties on multiple coasts.
Oh man,
and putting it all, coming out with big boxes of stuff and all this. We gonna get RICO, and they go through all of this trouble and to prove RICO, and it seemed like they got in the middle of it. They coming down the home stretch and they realized, look, we really haven't proved RICO. So let's just take some of this RICO stuff out of here. It's still RICO, but let's take some of the stuff out of here that we was really, really hard on him about, and let them focus on some of the more simpler things like, okay, traffic. What did he call it?
Sex trafficking. Yeah, these
trafficking. But the official term that they used was where they called it something for transportation for the purpose of prostitution.
So that falls under the Mann Act. And if you remember, there was a great fighter way back in the day. And he used to have a lot of white women with him. He had beautiful, fine white women, and the people back then were not very friendly when it comes to racial issues. And they said, we cannot have this big buff black man transporting these white women across state lines. So we're just gonna label it prostitution and put them in jail, or the Mann Act. It was created specifically for Jack Johnson. Now here's what I want you to, I don't think those people ever conceptualized that in the future, people will be able to look on Backpage or whatever things they're doing and call up male prostitutes. I do not think that they contemplated that Diddy would be using male prostitutes. In this particular situation, I'm just gonna say it does not seem like sex trafficking. And if you talk to, and I'm just gonna tell you, if you speak to judges, if you speak to lawyers, and I have some very prominent judge friends and federal friends, they look at this case and say, look, I don't know what the jury's gonna do, but as a judge and as a jurist, I know when women are being coerced to have sex against their will. I'm working on a case right now, and I think I sent you a little bit, the case out of East St. Louis where I filed a lawsuit against two very prominent African-American organizations because a young woman was SA'd and then she ended up unaliving herself as a result of the trauma. That was not consensual. But when I look at some of these women saying, oh, I love Diddy, and I stay here because I don't want another woman to come take my place in the freak-offs, I don't think anybody in their right mind believes 100% that those ladies, those lovely ladies, were not there because they wanted to be. They were there for the money, they were there for the fame, they were there for the clout. This is what the lawyers and the judges are saying behind the scene. Many of them probably would not be brave enough to come on your broadcast and say that in public because it could affect their reputation. But behind the scenes, this is what we're all saying because we've seen it 100 times if we've seen it once. So that.
Now this is coming from a lawyer now. This is coming straight from a lawyer. And we know they was there because they was benefiting. They could have not came back, but they continued to go there. And that there really means something. Because Diddy said one time they broke up, she wasn't answering the phone. Then she go back after that, she start missing the money.
That's what we think.
But what's the one piece of evidence that could make or break this case for Diddy?
I mean, the fact that Cassie was having freak-offs by herself, and so was arranging freak-offs and threatening to unalive somebody if she let loose, if they found out that she was involved in a freak-off. And the fact that she stayed with this man for year after year after year after year, this is clearly some domestic violence going on in that. He should have been prosecuted for domestic violence.
I agree.
Prosecuting him under RICO, as a racketeering conspiracy, this is just overkill. And it's like trying to kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. That device is not going to work on this. You see? Yeah. This is a small domestic matter. You're policing this man's bedroom and his sexual habits. And I'm surprised that we don't have people from the Rainbow Coalition of America jumping in and say, hold on. And the defense smartly pointed out the fact, once they get out of P. Diddy's bedroom, they're going to jump in yours. Now, I don't agree with the man's activity. I don't agree with anything he's done. But even from the beginning, this is overkill. And look, Willie, I mean, we have to look at the fact that
you got to remember though, Cassie could have been charged because she was setting up the freak-offs. So her coming forward to testify, she did have something to gain, her freedom, because she participated in going in and out of different states, lining up the sex workers. She had something to gain, her freedom now.
That race plays a part in this. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, okay? But there are plenty of freaks in Hollywood that do all sorts of freaky stuff, okay? But the fact that they raided this man's house in Miami, he was prosecuted and tried and convicted in the court of public opinion before there was ever any evidence. And now when we look at the case, it's just crap. Now here's another thing. They probably dropped some of those charges because even if he was convicted on those charges, at the point, this man has...
So you don't think that she could have lied any at all? You don't think that she had the ability to lie? She don't want to go to jail now. Straight up. She don't want to go to jail. These women, though, being honest now, they was throwing surprise freak offs. They was lining them up, doing the do. They lining the room up, paying for the worker, all that. And then like, surprise, I got something for us. Because they know he liked it. She could have went the other way. So she had a lot to gain though. Yeah, she had a lot to gain. And she knew his habits, what he was into. Straight up. She knew his habits. The man told her from the gate when he was trying to get with her. This is what he liked to do. She thought it wasn't going to be an ongoing thing. She could have got up out of there ASAP. I ain't with this. I'm gone. But she stayed.
Enough money to appeal it. And an appellate court might say, this is trash. And you know it's trash and you shouldn't have let it in. That's where I'm at with this, man. That's what I think.
How unusual is it for the prosecution to take such an aggressive stance in their closing arguments?
I mean, the fact that they don't, okay, so in the practice of the law, if you got bad facts, then what you want to do is you want to try, you don't want to try the law. You want to try the defendant. He's a bad man because your facts don't fit the charges that you're trying to prove. So we just gonna prove he's a bad person and hope the jury doesn't like him as much as we want them not to like him. So they'll just find him guilty of something so they can save face.
Yeah.
You said, Joe ain't no victim, Cassie a victim. She was leaving the freak offs in 2016 and got beat. But how you know that's why? You know, it could have been they had a discrepancy in the room and she was like, I'm out, and then he beat her. But damn, he was wrong for putting his hands on her. That there, he was wrong. But she went back after that. That wasn't the end all. She went back. She did a couple more after that.
I feel that. I've been saying that the entire time. Yeah. It's like, I thought the defense did a pretty good job at defending Diddy. But in your opinion, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment here. What strategy do you think that Diddy's legal team mishandled?
I think they should have not played so soft with some of the prosecution's witnesses. I think they should have done a lot more. They should have spent a lot more money in private investigators. And I'm not saying they did a bad job, but if we go back to O.J. Simpson, okay, remember, you had Barry Scheck and Johnny Cochran flying all the way out to South Carolina procuring that video and telephone recorded evidence for that crooked cop that was saying the N-word every which way, which basically, turned over the case. Once we found out this person had said that, and I don't want to say his name because, everybody's watching. But once the jury found out he said the N-word 1,100 times, and you looking at the jury pool, they like, well, we can't trust anything this man said. Now we see why there's chemicals in the blood, blood preservatives in the blood that's supposed to be fresh from the scene that they didn't find 2 weeks later. They should have done a better job of doing background on all of these people. And like I say, I've been practicing law for 25 years. In fact, my dad practiced law for almost 40 years. So you have got to do your homework. You've got to go out to the scene. You've got to spend as much money doing investigation on everybody that the defendant, that the prosecution witnesses has. You need to know everything about these people. And I think they should have done a lot more intel, if you will. And if they did that, a lot more information would have come out, in my opinion. But that's not, they try their case like they want to. I guess we have to see what happens.
Okay, so closing arguments are over. Is there anything at the last minute that the prosecution can come back and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, Judge, we want to put this on the mind of the jurors"?
Oh my! They rested their case in chief, and the defense rested their case in chief. Very rarely, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but very rarely will the judge then open the case back up and allow more information to come in. As far as I know, this case is going on Monday. They're going to be deliberating, and I'm interested in the questions that the jury will ask the judge. They may ask to see more evidence. They may ask for clarification on jury charges, and this is going to let us know what's on the jury's mind or what questions they have. Okay. So it's just going to be interesting to find out. And remember, we need a unanimous verdict at this point, considering that the Supreme Court came back and reestablished that you need a unanimous verdict. So no more 11-1. It's got to go all. So we'll have to see what happens, Willie D.
What's your read on the jury? Any signs of leaning one way?
Well, the thing about juries is you don't get the jurors you want, you get the jurors that's left. You see? And so I don't know.
You heard that expression. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, brother. We'll have to read them. I was not in the courtroom. I didn't get a chance to get a read on each one of the jurors' expressions when information came up. But I mean, they heard enough. And here's what I found over the years. By the time you get to the closing arguments, the jurors have already made up their mind. They don't look, people do not leave their strongly held beliefs at the courthouse door. They come in there, all right? They feel how they feel about life and experiences. They may just see Diddy as a villain. And then you have other people in there who just see the government as a villain. And you have other people who say, you know what, this isn't they're infringing on his rights. I don't like this and I don't like the direction it's gonna go. You're not gonna change that. Now, we ask jurors to follow the law, but, when you get in that room and you have those conversations, at some point, somebody might hold out for long enough, but then they're like, you know what? It's Friday and it's 4:45. What do y'all need me to do so we can get out of here? You see what I mean? So, hey, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But whatever happens, this is going to set a precedent. And I think people across America who live alternative lifestyles or who have money and they can use that money to coerce people to do things. Even you could be a plumber. You could be a plumber and you might have some issues, man, the way this thing is going.
Yeah, this is what you do. You say you've been doing this for 25 years, and even before that, I'm sure you visited some courtrooms. So you've been in these courtroom situations for hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. Mm-hmm. Is there anything in the judge's behavior that made you look at him and say that he's probably going to, the verdict is probably going this way or that way?
Well, let me say, judges are supposed to be impartial, but they're still human beings. He's not unlike any other judge that I've been in front of. I was recently in front of a judge in a local state court, and I do my best to stay out of state court. I focus on federal court mostly, but I could swear up and down this guy he just got elected. I'm like, this guy's just a horrible, evil man. But, after I got a read on him, he's like, no, he just wants his case out of his court. That's what it is. So he's mean to everybody. Mm-hmm. And it may seem as though they're biased, but remember, the judge there's a clerk and another clerk and a person there who is recording everything. And those people want to leave at 5. And the judge knows them and he has to see them. He's extra sensitive to what the jury is dealing with. He sees some of them up there nodding, going to sleep. This man, a woman, is a politician first because they want to get reelected. And so they're conscious of everything that's going on in the courtroom. And their job is to basically act as a referee at that time and keep what they're supposed to be doing is making sure that we're not wasting the taxpayers' resources and keeping this as an orderly the deliberation so that we can get folks in and out. Okay. So sometimes you may read, as an advocate, you may read something wrong. That particular case, I end up getting my client $500,000, and it's like, well, thank you, Judge, for being mean to everybody, even if that included me. So, you know, again, I'm not going to hold now there are some judges who are just straight up ridiculous and biased. We can read their history books with those type of folks, but for the most part, most of these modern day judges are pretty, not all of them, but most of them are pretty middle of the road as far as how they operate, because there's a spotlight on you, and everybody knows.
And that's what I kind of saw out of this judge. He seemed like he was like kind of right there in the middle, and he kind of kept it going. He kept it pushing. It wasn't no like long delays. It was like in, out, boom, bam, boom. You know, considering all of that, could that be? Could the outcome of this trial, you know, have some effect on the way that high-profile clients and, you know, celebrities are held or dealt with in the future in terms of being indicted for crimes like this?
Well, here's the thing, man. A lot of these prosecutors are game hunting. They're big game hunting. They're in it for the they're in it for the prosecution. Now, I'm not saying P. Diddy is not guilty of something. If this was a domestic violence case, I would say guilty 100%, because based on the video footage that I saw, and of course, you know, I don't know, some people are saying it was altered or whatever, but what I saw was a man in a towel pummeling a woman on the ground. I saw that. Now, I do understand that she was able to reach a settlement for upwards of $20 million, and if she's satisfied with it, fine. He's guilty of something, in my opinion.
Yeah. Diddy put his hands on Cassie. But I also think that Cassie's husband pushed the line as well. Like, he gotta go to jail. Because you know he sleep with her every night. So I'm sure he think about what Diddy was doing to her. So I think the husband encouraged her to push the line. Man, he gotta go to jail. Baby, he did you like this and we married. F him. So I think the husband played a part on pushing the line on Diddy too.
But the RICO charges, it's just overkill. Now, again, there was a time when we thought that our celebrities had some sort of, some sort of celebrity privilege. But now I think that prosecutors are of the opinion that we're just gonna go game hunting. You see, and the bigger you are as a celebrity, if we can take you down, then we will. I had a law professor many years ago back in law school. She said, these prosecutors pull up in their Ford Taurus, you know, with their little, you know, $100 briefcase, and here you come in your expensive German car, and you got a lot of money, you looking good. They're angry with you, okay? So if they can put you down, if they can use the power of the state that they have behind them to arrest you, they will. You see, we got Willie D, he's a famous, world-renowned artist and podcaster, and they have none of that, you see? Mm-hmm. And so they're gonna go game hunting on you. So all you artists and entertainers out there, this is not the 1970s where you can, pop pills and snort this and smoke that. These people are looking at you. And so, you know, it seems like we have a changing dynamic in how prosecutors operate. I mean, I'm just saying, look at it. Why are we prosecuting some guy who hopped out of a car and ran 6 blocks to get away from a woman, and he still got convicted? Why is that? Why is it that we're putting an old man in jail who's almost 80 years old for allegedly giving a woman nothing more than some cough drops? You see? I mean, why are we doing that? Because they're big game hunting, in my opinion. This is what I see.
I want to go back to what you said about, in your opinion, he did something. Mm-hmm. And I think you said he's guilty of something. In most people's opinion, Diddy is guilty of something. Yeah. However, what the prosecution is alleging he's guilty of, he's not guilty of as far as what they're trying to charge him with and convict him of. But do you think that, just like you and I think that he's guilty of something, that sentiment could roll over into a juror's decision, and the jurors say, you know what, he didn't do any of the stuff that they said. Maybe he didn't do any of the stuff that they're saying he did, but he beat up Cassie, so I'm voting guilty.
Yeah, he's guilty of immorality. But as far as a law that has been broken as listed under RICO, I don't see where there's a conspiracy. I don't see the RICO predicates necessary. Yeah, he's if I can curse, he's an asshole. Okay, that's what he is. He's an asshole. I think we can say that, but there we plenty of people like that out there. That doesn't mean the man should go to jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah. What's the risk of a mistrial or hung jury?
Well, hung jury, we can try it again. Mistrial is something that you can try it, but I don't think the judge is going to grant a motion for mistrial. At worst, you get a hung jury, and then you got to go back to round 2. The only way he's out of this is if he's acquitted. And so, what will it happen? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Are there grounds for appeal? Invariably, in any criminal matter, there are always grounds for appeal. And when you have a man who's worth nearly $1 billion, then he's probably going to appeal. So they better dot all their I's and cross all their T's, because this could go on for years. Now, will he? I'm gonna just tell you, I didn't like the fact that they put the man in prison and he's been in jail for this time. I don't like that. I mean, I don't like that. And that let me know from the onset that this was political. And it had a lot to do with the attorney who was in charge of the Southern District at the time. And I think he was, like I said, he was trying to make a name for himself. And then they thought that, the Democrats were going to win and he was going to maintain his position. And then the Republicans won with the current President Trump. And he knew he was out of there, so he had to let it go. This is my theory. And now we're in a situation where they're left basically trying a case that they probably would have never brought in the first place.
Yeah, and man, you killing it, man. You are killing it.
Yeah.
But what does sentencing realistically?
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me get this thing right. I don't know why it started acting crazy. We ready to get it right now. And we gonna get it right now. Hold up. We ready to get it right now. I don't know why that thing started jumping like that, but we gonna get it right now. Facts. Hit that subscribe button too. I gotta get it right. Let's get it right. Hold up. Let me see what we got here. Alright, there we go. He wanted to act up. But we back. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button too. If you haven't already hit the like button, hit that like button.
Look like if Diddy is convicted.
Oh, he's going to jail for the rest of his life. How old is Diddy? 60 now? He's almost 60.
You don't think they give him 15?
Huh?
You don't think they give him 15 years? You think they'll go straight for life?
I think he's gonna be there until he dies. I mean, the brother's almost 60 years old. The average black man lives to be 68. So
well, there's rumors that Trump is going to pardon Diddy if Diddy is convicted.
Well, you never know what a Trump could. That would be his authority to do that. I don't see how that would be politically advantageous for Donald Trump. Now, again, Trump pardons a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, but I can't see him pardoning him immediately. Maybe towards the end of his his presidency. Maybe I don't see what my studies and my assessment of Donald Trump is that he does what's beneficial for himself. Okay, and I mean, look, whoever you voted for, fine, but my assessment is that he does what's beneficial and what's convenient. Whether you like him, whether you hate his guts, I don't care. I'm just looking at it, and that's not unlike any other president. But I don't see where this benefits President Trump to pardon P. Diddy at this particular juncture. And especially considering how heinous the crimes are and how Trump himself was, he had to go through his own sort of, I guess, I don't want to refer to it as any sort of sexual assault because he sued somebody for that. But President Trump had to deal with this. And so him pardoning P. Diddy would just give more ammunition to the Democrats to say, see, look at him. He's a despicable, horrible man. And he pardoned somebody who's just like him. So I don't see the benefit of that. Go ahead.
I don't see Trump giving a damn about what the Democrats think. He only cares about what his base thinks. He don't care nothing about what Democrats think. Let me ask you this: if Diddy does walk, do you think the public would see this as privilege, or do you think they would see it as justice? And does that matter in court?
My gosh, man, you are asking me these philosophical questions. Some people are gonna say it's privilege. Some people are gonna say he's an entertainer. He's rich. He has privilege. They're gonna rely on that same old thing. But man, I walk in the court all the time, and people who are dirt poor get second and third chances. I mean, I was in court yesterday, and there's a person who got charged with 21 counts. Okay, they got convicted of 5, and the judge let them walk this time. And this person is dirt poor. You see what I'm saying? Generally, and if you really want me to dig into it, I'll tell you. Let me tell you what's really going on. What's really going on, Willie D, is that jail is filled up, okay? And there's a certain capacity in that jail. And the longer you hold these people in that jail, the more money it costs that county. And that county is like, look, we need to plea and get these people out of here, okay? Whether we always talk about how many people go to jail, but the truth is we let a lot more people go because we don't have the capacity or the money to house these people. And this is why they put the prison industrial complex in private business. Like maybe somebody could make some money off this. The government can't continue to fund this. You see, and so they taking pleas. Oh, look, let's take a plea here, pay us some money. That's why they're so serious about this fees. I committed a crime. Why am I paying $5,000 to the state? Because we need that money. We need to get that money out of you. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so in a situation like this, man, when you have somebody who is worth all this money and they got a bankroll and they're going to fight you, you don't necessarily even have, and I hate to say it, but we don't necessarily have a resource for it. This was not an easy kill. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, because this country, again, you're killing it, man. You said this is not an easy kill because he has resources. Because this country, let's just call it what it is. Let's call it striking the ball. Mm-hmm. This country does not lock up billionaires. They do not. So if you got a billion racks, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can buy some freedom. You can buy some justice. You can buy some human beings. And I ain't saying that's what he over there doing. I'm just saying, like, when you got that money, because the government got unlimited resources. And if you can match that, the government be like, man, you know what? Can we just...
Well, I'm gonna push back. The government does not have unlimited resources, brother. The government is on a budget. And let me tell you what else, when you're behind the scenes, those state prosecutors and government workers, they like to go home at 5. Okay? They are not the people who are out there eating what they kill. See, there was a reason we referred to the O.J. Simpson case as the dream team. Because at that particular case, Marsha Clark and the rest of those folks at the LA District Attorney's Office, they were used to pushovers. They had the lawyers that came in there with the soft shoes on and the sport coat. They didn't have those land sharks like Johnny Cochran and Barry Scheck. They didn't have to deal with that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
My dad, rest his soul, he passed away in 2021. Actually, you were one of his clients. I remember when we had his office down on 1600 Smith. I remember when you walked into the office. I was a young kid at that point. You had a hat on. You walked. I'm like, oh, that's Willie D. That's when you was, was doing your thing.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, man, I remember we tried a criminal case in Dallas, and it was just a misdemeanor, and he was doing it for one of his college friends, and the misdemeanor lawyers were like, they were just so awestruck by it because the way my dad was moving, and by then he had done capital murder cases back in the 80s, back when Harris County was really, really a hard place to be a black man in a criminal prosecution. It was real difficult. And so they were like, wow. And so he got that not guilty verdict, and the DAs came up and shook his hands after, like, man, that was amazing. We rarely get lawyers like you down here. And I'm like, all right, cool. So what I'm saying is when you are able to pay for a high caliber, experienced lawyer, when you're able to put up $500,000, $600,000, $2 million, you got $500,000 set up for your investigators, and you're going to get the justice that you can pay for. If you just some Joe Blow off the street with a prosecutor, and your mama had to put the house up to raise the bail money, you probably gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail, Willie D. Yeah, I hate to say it like that.
Say, man, so did you give me a prediction on what you think? You said you don't think that the government proved their case. That's
no, I don't think they. I think we can all agree that P. Diddy is amoral. I don't think, based on you never know what a jury's can do, but I don't think, based on my understanding of RICO, that this meets the standard of RICO. This guy is not a Genovese crime boss. He's an entertainer. He's a producer who held some freak-offs with some male prostitutes and some female girlfriend, paramours, whatever. Everybody seemed to be paid for it. He called up the prostitutes when he arrived, male and female. Yeah, P. Diddy's a freak. I would say that.
Does this meet the Mann Act?
If he is transporting women or men across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, then yeah, loosely it is the Mann Act. But was he even charged with that? Because
what if they're transporting themselves?
See, there's a whole nother look, man. Anytime, let me speak it like this. Hey, baby, why don't you come down? I got that Southwest flight for you, man. Come on down from, you over there in Arizona. Come on through. And, I take you down to the Galleria. We can hang out a little bit. That technically could be a violation of the Mann Act, of getting flued out. Do they still say that term, getting flued out? And taking it to get some red bottoms at the Galleria Mall is technically a violation of the Mann Act. So, even that is vague. That's why I said the original writers of the Mann Act did not contemplate how we would be living almost, 100 years later. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I think you knocked it out the park tonight, man. You gave us a lot of insight, man, and understanding on how this thing goes. And as usual, you knocked it out. I'm not really surprised, man. Man, you a beast, though. Man, I got to get you on the show a little bit more often, man. You got to come on more often, man, because you be clicking on all cylinders all the time, bro. You got this law thing down pat.
Yeah, man. It's in my blood. I do seriously. I take what I do very seriously, and I'm in the prime of my legal career. I'm not a young lawyer. I'm not an old lawyer. I'm in the prime. So now I'm at the point where I'm involved in cases worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And, and I told you about the case earlier, and it's a horrible case where I'm now having to sue Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for some alleged activity that should never have taken place because a young lady at the end of an excruciating hazing process, she died by self-deleting herself. And so, you know, it's a very serious matter. And I'm always, you know, 100% focused on my clients. And, you know, and in that regard, I have an opportunity to really learn a lot about life, learn a lot about what I see. And, you know, at this particular juncture in my life, there are no curtains. I see it all. You see, I see the good, I see the bad in humanity. And, you know, I appreciate my growth, and I appreciate the good people, you know, who allow me to represent them, you know, and you try to maintain a good attitude about it. You got to keep your sense of humor. But yeah, man, I'm in my bag right now, brother. I'm doing my thing, baby. I think my people will be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mississippi.
SBGB TV, it's a live call-in show. State your name, we called in from.
D again, 360. I know you again, man.
What's going on with you, bro?
It's whack shit. I mean, it's evident, man. Everybody he fuck with is in jail. Like everybody he fuck with or come in contact with end up being in jail, man. And I'm gonna drop a heavy jewel on. I don't know if you ready for it, SB, but I think you are, cause you know what I'm saying. You stand-up nigga. The West Coast is the mama. The East Coast is the daddy. That's the reason why, you know, the East Coast, you see niggas in boots and shit doing their thing. You look at the West Coast, that's a girl, that's a mama.
So
that's the mama.
So why do you say that? Because, you know, we got some people from the West Coast that rock with us heavy, and they gonna want to understand what you saying about that.
That's what I'm saying. It might be too heavy. You know what I'm saying? It might be too heavy because when you look at it, man, okay, you look at niggas from back in the 80s and 70s and shit. Niggas from the East Coast wearing flat tops, Gumbies, ducktails, shit like that. You go to the West Coast, you see niggas wearing the shit your daughter wearing, you know, the barrettes and bows and, you know, girl hairstyles. You know what I'm saying? The West Coast and the sum, look at it, what I'm talking about, in the sum of it all. The West Coast is mama. The East Coast is daddy.
Yo.
And that's just plain and simple, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna drop that heavy jewel on you, man. I'm gonna let that go with it do. Keep doing your work, man. Love, bro.
Hey, yo, man, I appreciate you calling in, but it's going to be some people from the West Coast that ain't feeling that, bro, but I appreciate you calling.
That's the reason why them niggas wear chucks and East Coast wear boots. You dig what I'm saying, nigga? Yeah, daddy gonna wear them boots because daddy putting that work in. Your mama gonna be on the West Coast taking it easy, doing hair and doing, you know what I'm talking about, man. Quit playing with me, man.
Man, it's going to be some people from the West Coast that ain't feel that, but I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Man, blast that shit up, nigga, straight up.
Hey, yo. This guy said that the West Coast is the mama and the East Coast is the daddy. I mean, that's his theory, you know. Somebody from the West Coast can call in, right, and tell me how y'all feel. 'Cause I'm like, hold up, man. Hold up. I don't know, man. Nina boy, you said that fool tripping. Yo. I don't know, man. Where the West Coast at, man? Let me know about that. He snapped. Straight up, he snapped. Big Steve, he snapped. He said the West is the mama and the East is the daddy. It's crazy. Snap. Yeah, man, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video, man. Yeah. Somebody did let me know that Blueface is home too. They said they seen him out there. Wack ain't saying nothing about Blueface. Blueface ain't rocking with Wack. We gonna see though. We gonna see. Cause I don't think he gonna be rocking with him after this one. You know what I mean? After he did this bit, I'm sure Wack wasn't showing him no love. And we gonna see. This is another artist now. You know, Wack batting average is low. For him to keep somebody on the team is low. And this is why, you know, people get away from him, because I think Wack initially, he'll try to get you involved in something, but he don't know how to maintain as a manager. I think he's quick on his feet when he's trying to get that initial contract with you and get you somewhere, but he's not maintaining it. And a manager is supposed to maintain things for your career. And I don't think Wack got that. Because if he did, he would have a whole bunch of people on his squad. And I'm sure that it's a task to maintain artists and making sure the shit booked and making sure that they showing up and all that shit. I'm sure that's a task. But I don't think Wack has that craft. I just think he got the craft to try to get you in the door. And then after that, it's like everything is on you to do. And he's not making sure that this shit is like continuing to go on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I really think that that's his problem with all the artists that he manages. Because if he was getting these people in the door and making sure that they keeping their bookings and they keeping their shows and that they keeping shit lined up, he would be a lot more busy and wouldn't have time for Clubhouse. Straight up. And this is how I see it. He would be a lot more busy and he wouldn't have time for Clubhouse. On some real shit. Because you got to make sure these artists is lined up. You got to make sure that they getting booked. But I don't think that's where his problem that I see as a manager. He'd grab the artist, get them locked in a deal, take them somewhere, and then he's trying to get paid off of their career, but he's not putting in work. You know, and y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that. 'Cause I feel like Blueface sees that though. You know what I mean? He sat down and this nigga wasn't making sure shit was in order, right? The nigga wasn't making sure the crib was right. He wasn't making sure everything was in order. And now I'm home and I gotta put everything together. What I need this nigga for? Yeah. What do I need him for? And I can put it together. Especially after you do something and see how it operates, right? And then you see, oh, this nigga ain't performing as a manager. Straight up. If you a manager, you supposed to perform. That term is self-explanatory. He's a manager. You not just supposed to get me in a contract and then you like figure it out. I think that's how he do everybody he deal with. Once you get in the contract with him, you got to figure this shit out yourself. And you got to uphold everything and maintain. If you can't maintain it, I got my bread and I'm going to get the bread till you fall off. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure Wack didn't set up that tour with the Game. Straight up. Game set the tour up overseas. And I'm sure Wack ain't set that up at all. Because if he did, he would have been there. You know, and I think, you know, when Wack was running around with Loose Cannon, Game got to really see what type of person Wack is. Like, Wack really revealed himself to the people by hanging out with Loose. That there, if you didn't understand the character of Wack, you understood it after him being around Loose Cannon. Straight up. It was like, yo, this nigga's on a mission. And then, soon as the nigga get locked up, you don't want nothing to do with it. How is that, though? But before then, it was like all about my brother. Straight up. So, yeah. But it's like, I don't know how people still want that dude to be his manager. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, for real. We ain't seen no success from him being the manager. Nigga, shit. You might as well, if a nigga that's an artist, right, is coming in the game, don't sign. If you feel like you need Wack to get you on, if you one of them niggas that feel like you really need Wack to get you in the door, you might as well pay him a percentage, as in, yo, alright, I'll give you this much money to take me to the door, and I got it from there. But these jokers that get under contract and say, like, Wack is in control of whatever you do for X amount of years, you gonna fail. Because he gotta report to Clubhouse. That nigga ain't got time to make sure you getting shit done and he's getting shit done. That nigga gotta report to Clubhouse, man. You know what I mean? He gotta be on Clubhouse. He gotta get to Adam every week. He gotta holler at academics. He gotta holler at Vlad. That nigga don't got time to be your manager. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too much for him. So I think with people with that shit there, you know, he can't handle it. You know what I mean? I don't think he got it in him to handle that shit. You know, especially from what we see. You know what I mean? We look at that shit like a manager supposed to hold you down. Yo, book my shows, set up the tour, get all this shit locked in, making sure that the Rolodex and everything, I'm booked for the next 3 to 6 months. Make sure I'm booked for the next 3 to 6 months, right? I got club appearances, I got shows, I got podcast interviews, I got all these things lined up. But Wack worrying about his appearance on the podcast. So how the hell you gonna be a manager of an artist and you trying to take him to another level if you so concerned about your podcast appearance? And if you want to bring it with you, it's cool. What artists that we see that's with Wack that they got appearances and they lining shit up? Nah, I don't see none. Straight up. We seen him going on shit with Blueface when he was out, when Blueface first started to pop, but that shit faded away. That's because, like Adam said, Wack always got to talk about himself. He get there and want to tell you about On Paru. On Paru. He got to tell you about Paru when he get there. Now this nigga want to tell you about his music that's coming out. He ain't really trying to get into On Paru, nigga. You want everybody to pay attention to On Paru and everything, you know, all the die moves that are stacked, decorated in the back. You know, this fantasy shit that he talk about. It was 9 die moves in the back, decorated on the wall and shit like that. Nah, nigga. Let your artists get the shit, whereas though they got it booked. You know what I mean? But you know, if I'm wrong, let me know. Cause this is how I see it. I mean, so I really think like it's pointless to hire that nigga to be a manager. Nigga, you get me initial deal, all right. But damn, are you contacting these venues to make sure that I can get booked? Are you contacting the party promoters to make sure that I can, you know, do a walkthrough and shit like that? And just being real, I'm sure a lot of party promoters ain't fucking with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that he got to call to book shit through, they not fucking with it. Straight up. They know it's going to be a mess. You know, he tried to put pressure on certain situations. If you listen to him when he was talking about how he had to get 600 out the deal, the nigga said he had to put people in place to press Don King. I had to make sure shit was in. Like, he can't hide the snake he is. He said, I had to put people in place to press Don King. This Don King now. And man, everybody ain't for that shit. A nigga will not answer the phone for you straight up if they in the business and they don't want to get in no shit. Like, nah, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't care what you talking about. Why the fuck I'm going to deal with this knowing that it's going to be some bullshit behind it? You know what I mean? So I think that really messed up a lot of the relationships. I think, you know, Wack can probably get people in the right area, but if Wack come in talking, they gotta research. Man, let me check into this shit myself. I gotta make sure that the shit he's saying is valid, because it might be a headache. You know what I mean? You heard Wack when he was on that call with Jay Reed, I think, and Loose Cannon. I think that call he had with Jay Reed and Loose Cannon, the niggas started talking like NBA's young boy manager stopped answering the phone for him. Straight up. He said, man, that relationship got fucked up. And I'm sure it's plenty of people in the industry that stopped answering the phone for the nigga. Like, I don't even want to talk to you, nigga. You got too much shit with you. I don't care what you talking about. My money, all right. This shit, like, it's just like if you on the street, right? And I like to break it down so everybody can understand it, right? It's just like if you on the street, right? And a joker keep coming to you with $7, $8. You got dimes, right? And you on the street, a joker keep coming to you with $7, $8. You like, man, I'm tired of you keep coming with 7, bro. Then a nigga come around tell you he got $6.50. Oh, man. But yo, I'm your folks. I don't even want it. I don't want nothing to do with it. And I'm saying, this how they handling the nigga Wack. Nigga keep coming around, shit be funny. Now, I don't want nothing to do with that. This nigga got $6.50. I don't want it. Go ahead, take it down the block. You know what I'm saying? And then Wack go down the block, and the nigga like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that. They know you coming with $6.50. Man, you got change too, nigga? You ain't got straight $10? Oh, man. Man, I got $6.35. This nigga, what, you took the paper out the piggy bank? What the fuck happened? So, you know what I mean? This is how I see it with Wack. You know what I mean? He talked that shit about the industry. Yeah, people know you in the industry, but everybody doesn't want to deal with you because they see the headache. Fuck want to sign up for the headache when they already paid. It's like, you ain't doing me a favor bringing me a headache. Straight up. It's just the same way on the streets. You know what I mean? You keep bringing short paper. You're not doing me a favor because you came to see me. You know what I'm saying? So why do I want to deal with you when I know it's funny over here? But then once in the blue, Wack might bring something that's cool. So it's like, you got to assess what the fuck he bringing. Is he bringing some solid shit? Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. Give me a day or two. Let me look into it. All right. So you look into it, right? And then when you look into it, you see what it is. And then you like, all right, this is cool. All right, I'll deal with this. And then he turn around, the nigga come right back and he got $5.50. Damn, dog. See, you came with straight 10 the other time. Why are you coming with $5.50? I can't get jiggy with it. See, this is why I tell you I don't like to deal with this shit. I gave you a break. You came through. I looked out for you because I looked out for you. You came through last time, but this time, now you short. So, you know what I mean? This is how I look at Wack. You know, when he talk about all that shit, about the relationships and the people that, you know, he deal with, it all look fishy to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, straight up. We don't see Wack taking no pictures with the artists. Like, you saying you managing all these people, right? But he put this broad up there that had some accusations against J Diggs, but we don't see none of the artists. Like, come on, man. Where's the artists at? Why wouldn't you be promoting them? And now he talking about they about to start promoting something, you know, for a fee. Why don't you promote these artists that you got? If you so-called this big manager in the game, you so-called this big manager in the industry, you so-called knee-deep in the industry, why isn't your page promoting your artists? I'm just being real. You know what I mean? So I really don't see this shit. You know what I mean? I see a lot of cap, a lot of lies, but this right here gonna tell it all. You hear me? Hey y'all, this right here, Blueface is out. You know what I mean? Somebody let me know Blueface is out. Said they seen him, right? So this right here is going to tell it all. If Blueface go the other way and he ain't rocking with Wack, come on, man. Wack said, yo, he got all this shit lined up for Blueface, right? On Vlad. He said, yo, he got all this shit lined up for Blueface on Vlad. We shall see. You know what I'm saying? He said, you see him trying to use Flacco and act. Yeah. Acting like, yo, we gonna promote this and promote that and, you know, hit us over here and we gonna put this out and, man, it's like the credibility. I really think the credibility is in the basement. You know what I mean? It's like you done burnt the bridges with a lot of people. And a lot of people look at you like this right here is going to be a headache. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, that's in position dealing with headaches, man. And that's a fact. You can be family. Straight up. Ain't nobody in position dealing with those headaches. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker coming around talking about, yo, we family and all this shit. But then it'd be a headache. Wack charging 100 for that scam. Charging 100. This is crazy. Like the big Paru. Come on, man. But you ain't promoting your artists, though. Like, come on, man. Promote these people that you say signed to Wack. I'm waiting to see, though. Like, for real. Where are the people at that are signed to Wack? You know what I'm saying? You would think the nigga be posting these niggas on their Instagram. Like, yo, straight up, yo, new music coming. Nah. And, you know, 600 following behind him. And these niggas are not managers. No. Y'all know people. Y'all might take a motherfucker to the door and then y'all get in the car and pull off. Y'all don't take a nigga to the door, sit down at the table with him, and then put him in the car, take him to the next spot, line this shit up for him, get it set up where everything is in order for them to go here, go there. We ain't seen that shit. Yeah. That's because nigga be trying to put muscle down on shit, right? And then burnt all his bridges. You know, I really think the boy done burnt all the bridges that he had, and don't nobody want to deal with that shit. They smell it coming. Nigga, nah, it's a headache. I don't want to do it. Straight up. Yeah. This fuck around in BY, he say Big U and Suge went to the label on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this nigga ain't gonna do nothing. We gonna try to work through him. Now we gonna go around him. Straight up. Why we gonna deal directly with this dude and we can go around him? Go straight around him. For what? I'm just being real. Everyone involved sus as fuck. Hey, yo, I agree on that, man. Straight up. Wack can't get no budget. Those executives don't respect his goonery. They don't. Yeah. A nigga that's concerned, right, with going to Clubhouse and being loud on Clubhouse over putting his artists out there, man, it's like you can lie to the world, but people with common sense see it. You more concerned with going on Clubhouse than spinning your artists. Like, hold up. Why you ain't on Clubhouse promoting? It's like, I'm going to tell y'all, right? The diapers, they fufafi. The artists, they fufafi. These things here, right, would be your main source of income. Your artists that you manage, that you get a percentage off of, and your diapers, right? That would be your main source of income. You would want to push that on every live, on every Clubhouse appearance, on every podcast appearance, right? If you had that in order. Straight up. Like, no cap though. Your diapers and your artists. Those are the two things that Wack say he into heavy, right? Nigga, all we see is your opinion on other people's lives, sending it through other people. Not even on your own platform. You're not even doing it on your platform. You're doing it and sending it through other people. Because you want to make sure that when you want to line some shit up, you keep the people in position that you got to use. You don't want to let them go on their own. So you want to keep them in position. So you know if I got to line some shit up, I'm going to line it up through Vlad, Ack, and Adam. I'm going to line that up and then send the shit out to the people that I send the content out. And then I can line it up to make sure that I can spin any narrative. Wack is concerned about controlling the narrative over his artist in the diaper company. That doesn't even make sense, man. That doesn't even make sense, though. On some real shit. That doesn't make sense. He's concerned about controlling the narrative over the diaper company and your artist. He's concerned about putting fake paperwork out on Freeway Ricky over putting his artist out there. Why you don't go to Vlad and push your artist? There's 6 million subscribers over there. Adam got down there 5 million, right? Why you not promoting these niggas that you saying you managing over there? Academics, he got 3 million, 4 million subscribers, right? A couple channels. Why aren't you promoting these niggas on these platforms with millions of subscribers? Because the artists don't exist, man. Straight up. Nah. They don't exist. This shit is fufafi. The diapers, they ain't doing no numbers. You know what I'm saying? He can go promote them on the platform, but ain't nobody buying this shit. He said Wack stole the idea from Kai Cenat. You know he's one of those. You know he's one of those guys. Yeah. But the thing about those type of backdoor people, when somebody else doing it, they really don't know how to do it because they trying to steal it. You ain't putting the effort in to perfect it. You just want to be a part of something that somebody else is doing so you can try to copy and try to put a dent or mess up what they got going on and say, yeah, I did it too. Yeah. Play-Doh. You know what I'm saying? Play-Doh nigga. Wack is like a Play-Doh nigga. Yeah. Straight up. But it's self-explanatory though. I'm just being real. We all can see it. It's self-explanatory, man. And Blueface is out. So we gonna see. Blueface being out. We gonna see if Wack gets him lined up with all these tours and all this shit that he was saying. Or if Wack just don't do shit. We don't want to see, next week you acknowledge that he out and then nigga ain't doing nothing with you. Or the nigga might not even want to see you now. Straight up. Nigga might be saying, man, I don't even want to see this nigga. I don't want nothing to do with him. Nah. Nigga, I just did a bit. You can't help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm already who I am now. And nigga, you bringing me down. I need a different kind of energy. Hopefully the boy understand that, nigga. You just did a bit, nigga. Change your game. Change the game up, nigga. Do it different. Straight up. Change the game up, man. You got to do it different now. Straight up. Hopefully you understand that. Because if you don't understand to change the game up, he going to be back in the same situation. Yeah. It's like you giving Wack a percentage and he don't even be doing his job. Yeah. Nigga, hell no, nigga. It's like Wack. And that's why Wack be talking shit. Because he like, oh, he can make his money in 7 minutes. Yeah, but you don't follow up, nigga. You get somebody connected and then you ain't following up. And then you got him under contract to be the manager and they ain't elevate. Yeah. I bet Game wish he never let Wack sign that management deal. Straight up. I bet that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga lived and been through it and did it already. But I guarantee you in his mind, right? He doesn't feel that Wack was beneficial to his career. Now, you wasn't beneficial to my career. I was who I was before I got with you. So honestly, I really let you next to me so that you can benefit and then it set me back. But those are the things that we got to learn along the way. Real shit. Those are the things that we all got to learn along the way. Watching out for certain kind of snakes that you let around you when honestly that they don't got your best interest. It's like, I'm wondering if Wack can say how Game elevated by him managing it. I don't think he can say anything. Like what can you say that Game elevated by you being a manager? How can you say as you being a manager, you turned him up? I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I don't see it. You being his manager, nigga missed the court date and got a judgment for $7 million. You saying that he missed the court date because of the dentist, and you being a manager, you were supposed to say, yo, man, no matter what, we got to get there. Fuck that. But I guarantee you Wack was in the back saying, you can miss it. You going to be good. Your lawyer said this. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he talk about this major, you know, legal team that he got. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's saying like he got the Cochran firm on speed dial. Yo, my legal team, right? Straight up. He's saying like he got this major firm on speed dial. Major. Yo, I got it's like the Cochran firm. Man. Come on, man. The big firm, huh? So none of your artists should have a problem with any legal situation. But it seems that they all got legal issues. So your legal firm ain't as bad as you say they are. But I really think it's his relationship with them people that, you know, he tries to big up his legal team like that. Straight up. I really think the relationship that he has with them folks is why he tries to big up the legal team so much. Because he knows that them folks got his back. So if he big up the legal team, it make the legal team sound strong. But he already got them people on his spot. You know what I mean? And you know, you remember when Adam said the feds came through and they wanted some shit from No Jumper and shit. And Wack was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to send my legal team and all that shit. Why you not sending a legal team for your artists? These the people that's supposed to be making you that bad. Why isn't your legal team holding down the artists? Making sure that niggas ain't getting these civil judgments and, you know, niggas ain't going through serious legal trouble. If you was a real manager, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you gotta be a fool. Straight up. Yeah. He be talking to these jokers, yo, I'm gonna get this done for you, get that. And you gotta be crazy. Straight up. I really think that shit is revealed about Wack, man. And it's like he can't even hide it no more, man. Straight up. He said Wack took a $2.5 million loan on Game's house, and the judge ordered the house to be handed over. Messy situation. Now that's messy if he did that. If he did that, that's messy. Damn. Yeah, that's messy. Who can you trust if you can't trust the manager? Why sign to the manager if you can't trust the nigga? Wack one of them niggas, a little in the baggie, a little in the purse. If you can't trust the manager, why sign to the nigga? What's the reason? To give you a percentage? So I'm gonna sign to you just to give you a percentage of my bag. Like, that don't even make sense. But these dudes, they definitely get bamboozled by niggas like this. Straight up. You know what I mean? I ain't signing to you, nigga. Shit. I ain't giving you no opportunity to play with my money, nigga. Hell no. Shit. I'm not giving you an opportunity to play with my paper. And then act like you did me a favor. And I noticed that about Wack. He's always willing to put you in a compromising position and then act like, well, I was doing you a favor. The same way, you know, with Freeway Ricky. The man is lying, saying that his paperwork on him, telling on somebody, right? But then say, I'm defending you. Nigga, is you defending me or you trying to throw me under the bus? Which one is you doing, bro? Like, be real. Is you defending me or you just trying to throw me under the bus? I gotta say, nigga, you trying to throw me under the bus with lies. You know? Straight up. You said that's who Wack is, the Crumb King. Straight Crumb King. Man. But, you know, by now, a Joker going over there to sign with him, you gotta be crazy. Like, straight up. Straight up. Any Joker out there that feel like you want to get on fucking with Wack, you better just let him point you there and say, yo, here, take this $1,000, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Straight up. Take this $1,000 and get out of here. That's it. Scram. Skedaddle. Fuck away from me, nigga. I don't want nothing to do with you. He said, DZ, they don't know nothing about a little in the baggie, a little in the purse. That's what Wack doing. Straight up. That's what Wack doing. But I tell a nigga, man, you said and tell 600 to pay Freeway Ricky his money. Yeah, Wack. Y'all niggas around here doing bad business, man. Pay that man. That's your right hand man. You 600's manager. Tell 600 to pay that man. Pay the man. Say, yo, this nigga 600 ain't answering the phone because he know he owe me. Oh, man. The big boxer running around let niggas say, yo, pay me my money. You owe me. You know what I'm saying? I need that. Run that. You know what I mean? You talking heavy and shit, nigga. You owing niggas. You got debts out there, nigga. Pay your debt, man. This nigga flashing money on the internet and you in debt. And I'm sure that ain't probably the only nigga you owe. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. Yeah. That ain't the only nigga you owe. It's probably more out there. Yeah. You know, it's probably more in the background we don't know, man. Straight up. Yeah. On some real shit, though. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me know who to go tap into. Facts. Appreciate that. Wack fell off. Nobody signing with him. He ain't even got a studio no more. Only R&B studio apartment. Ain't that some shit? Ain't even got... This nigga jumped in the pool with all his clothes on because R&B asked him to. He said, I gotta show my love for you, baby. And jumped in the pool with all his clothes on, man. Straight cornball, man. Straight cornball, man. Yeah. But I think his mind ain't focused on none of his artists. Yeah, I don't think the mind focused on none of the artists. None of them. Straight up. Yeah. It's like, yo, you really holding them dudes back. Dudes probably got some potential. You just worried about getting them under contract. And that's it. Fuck making sure that they elevate. You know what I'm saying? As long as I get them under contract, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Word. Like real shit though. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up.
600 ain't got 600 call me all the time. What is you talking about? 600 ain't got no. Hold on, let me call 600 right now. Where my phone at?
Cause he was there with me when they brought him. Call him. Yeah, he was there with me when they brought him.
All right, real quick. Here's a snip of when it was brought to their attention with 600, Loose Cannon, and Wack. You'll hear 600 come to Rick Ross' defense and say he didn't even know he was working with him. So this is what Rick was talking about, saying 600 contacts me all the time. We always talk. Let's get to that.
He was working with him.
Huh?
He didn't know he was working with him at that
yes,
time.
he did. He was.
He told on the. No.
He told on the president.
Listen. Don't trust him.
Go ahead, homie.
Now these is 3 niggas that went bad. Loose, Wack, and 600. Trying to call other niggas the police. These niggas done went bad. And they really want to sit around and call other niggas the police. Nigga, y'all niggas done went bad, man. Y'all always bad. Y'all bad news, man.
These are like the Rampart division, like some
that's what the CIA dudes.
So I told you after I had that fire snitching, he get out and walk right past it, right? I talked to Big U, he said, nah, man, stay away. I talked to another homie, and he like...
You know why Big U said that now?
Okay, so yeah. So look, so I talked to another homie with a little more level-headed. He was like, nah, man, he's straight. Them police plant stuff on us. Let's plant false lie on us and all type of stuff. F them, whoop.
Yeah, I don't trip the police person.
But he said stuff
on the police.
That's what I'm saying.
Lead to like another operation. I'm gonna say you did bad. But in the paperwork we had read, he had gave statements on
his
on the Black Dog dude.
Okay. So you can see that I give you a better idea of what they talking about with that conversation.
So now, when you look at this shit, right? 600 and Wack, their whole life is waking up saying who's telling, right? And they do this every single day. But we see the actions, right, of Wack every day. We seen 600 around Big U. Now you and Wack together. Y'all was around Loose Cannon, just on the line, all good. Now y'all niggas is saying he telling. Y'all ain't telling nothing, but y'all saying he the one telling. Man, that shit's self-explanatory.
And I've never been indicted or nothing in New York.
Nah, it wasn't you was indicted in New York. He had set you up with a plug in New York. And you get 600 on the line. He ain't answering you?
No, he ain't answering. He might answer you. You hit him and see if he answer you.
Hold on. I might can do this, but we all on here. Hold on. Yeah, let's do this because he was in the room. Share.
That's crazy though, that nobody cares about who's telling but them, right? And we all know that they're working, but they're so like overwhelmingly concerned to point people out who's telling, but it's okay for them to hang out with rats. The shit is not mixing up right. It's okay for them to hang out, chill, ride with rats, but their concern is, oh, this person telling. But we ain't see no paperwork on Jim Jones. We ain't see no paperwork on Meech. We ain't see no paperwork on Willie D. We ain't see no paperwork on the people that they was saying was telling. But the people that we see the paperwork on, right? They cool with them. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be sparing gossip though, homie.
Rick Ross. We ain't see no paperwork, but he's spreading gossip.
That ain't gossip. They ready.
No, that's gossip. What you saying is straight.
I'm trying to tell you.
What you saying though is straight gossip, homie.
They ready.
You know they don't even do that in the hood.
Listen, they ready, bro. Like, what the fuck you want?
They should have handed you the paperwork. You should have got the paperwork. They should have handed you the paperwork in your hand.
Hold on, let's get 600 on it. I'm sitting there defending you, and they shooting it. Only thing I can stand on is his time deduction came from the that said that and at the end of it.
Nobody heard the information that Wack was putting out until Wack said it, right? We all know it's Fufafi, but nobody heard this shit until Wack put it out. And then Wack say, I was defending you. So you was defending shit from your own self. Larry Hoover too. There you go, right? It's like nobody heard this shit until you put it out, right? So Wack is making the people think that he's defending their name from something he said. Like, this shit is just, it's just crazy. This nigga's making it look like he's defending someone from something he said. What the fuck?
Your time deduction came from the cops.
That wouldn't even have nothing to do with it. That happened in L.A.
Yeah.
The crooked cops was in L.A.
They had all your.
How they get all my?
The same way they get anybody else. I just never went looking for your, bro. I never went looking for you. I just took what you said at face value.
I ain't never said nothing. I ain't never told nobody that I didn't snitch. I don't have to prove myself to nobody.
Well, I never considered you what you did to the police snitching. Personally.
Nobody in the pen did neither.
Yeah, I've never.
You know, I walked around Lompoc with everybody.
Listen,
Ray, and I got passes that most people didn't get when I was in the pen. You know, I could go to the Mexican mafia table and sell cigarettes and candy and soda. Everybody.
Yeah, why he ain't answering the phone?
He must know what we want. Or think I want to collect some of my money he owed me.
Oh my God.
600.
I got you on the phone.
600. You know, Wack was texting that nigga. Yo, I got Freeway Ricky, right? This what I need you to say. 600 say, man, I ain't answering this one. Hold up. I can't take this call. You know, I guarantee you Wack was texting the nigga, letting him know he was on the phone with Freeway Ricky and he needed him to verify some shit. 600 said, I ain't picking up all together. Fuck, this ain't a call that I'm gonna accept. Straight up. Yeah, definitely. That's why he hating RM. He know Wack, he know Freeway Rick good.
You don't even know where the paperwork come from. I'm asking you right now, where the paperwork come from. You don't even know. You don't know if it was a government paperwork. You don't know if it was rolled by one of those tabloid magazines. You don't know where it come from. Could have been some clown typed up, and you repeating it.
So now what I gotta do now is really put my people on and just go get it all. I'll go get it all. Ain't a problem. I just ain't never looked into you. I never had a reason to.
Yeah, you just go do your homework.
The nigga said, I never looked into you. I've never had a reason. Well, you speaking on something as if you looked into it. Well, we all know you'll put fake paperwork out on a nigga. It don't matter because you want to destroy a nigga character because you was a base baby. We know it. Your parents was on them rocks. They smoking rocks. So you wanted to make sure that anybody that was out there that was grinding and pumping in the street, messing with that work, they gotta feel like they was wrong because of what they was involved in, because you was a bandit and your parents was smokers.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't really entertain fruitless conversations.
Well, if it's about your name and it's saying they got some paperwork, that ain't fruitless.
I ain't worried about my name. I made this name. It used to be, hey, they used to be the junkie Freeway Boys. That's what Jay Clayton, you remember Jay Clayton? You heard of Jay Clayton?
But listen, this is the thing, right?
But Wack, you heard of Jay Clayton?
When you say you made that name, and I had a conversation about this. All you who think the glory and fame, and you one of them, me's one of them, your name came from what it came from. Y'all act like that is something to be proud about, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know, Wack want to put a bone on a nigga, man. Straight up. That's his whole goal. Yeah. But niggas know to stay away from that got common sense. It's the ones that don't. Then he get around him and show your ass.
Everything I've been through. Hey, I love myself. Hey, I love myself. I'm ecstatic with me.
But I'm saying, but all that.
And that's why I treat.
Listen, all you dope dealers like all famous for selling, y'all really shouldn't be famous because y'all f***ed up the community. Let's be real. You got your money. You made some money. But if we talking about it at the age we are now, looking back, I'm not broke. The name I had from game banging and doing something with behind the color, I don't want none of that fame. But what you should be really beating your chest about is your accomplishments when you got out, how you could have did and you didn't, and did something different. But I'm totally against, because when we doing that, we glorifying it and we telling the kids. That's like me telling the kids go gangbang, put some work in. I'll be dead wrong.
Yeah, but I respect my past.
Hey, hot shot. Appreciate the super chat. I like that base head parents narrative. We rocking with that. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. That's what it was.
Did what I did.
You respect your past?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not embarrassed about what I did.
No, I'm not saying be embarrassed about it, but you proud of it?
What you mean? That's a question that really can't be answered. When you say, "Am I proud of it?"
I'm not proud.
I'm happy with myself. I love who I am today.
Okay.
And so, in order to love who I am today, I have to love everything that I've been through, because everything that I've been through made me who I am today. Had I not went through what I went through, I couldn't be the person that I am today.
All right, y'all, there it is, man.
Yeah, man. Wack just upset niggas that got through the struggle and doing whatever they doing, man. Yeah. It was your parents' choice to do what they did. You can't put that shit on nobody else. You know, he want to put that on everybody else. They made the decisions they made. It ain't nobody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? But the boy straight fufafi. You know, he's straight fufafi, man. And if you haven't already hit the like button, smash that like button. You know, we appreciate that. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, man. Yeah. You said now Wack an activist. Yeah. And niggas say, oh, I don't like that y'all messed the community up. Nah, you just thinking back to what your parents made a decision to do as grown folks. Straight up. They made a decision to do something. You feel like you was neglected because that shit was around the streets in the 80s. Yeah. I guarantee he probably saying, oh man, if these niggas ain't move all that shit around the streets, I wouldn't have been messed up as a kid. You was gonna rebel anyway, Wack. You was a rebellious ass kid, nigga. Yeah, K-Dot said Wack the biggest hater. Cause he know he is. That nigga know Wack the biggest hater, man. Biggest hater to ever exist. Yeah. Straight up. He said if he told, he wouldn't have done lacrosse numbers. But you know, Wack try to make that, you know, be what he wanted to be. And it's like, it's lame though. Straight up. It's lame. His character, I wish some of them dudes would pay attention, you know, listen to how I break his character down and just crush him with all the shit we put out there. Cause we putting it out there. Them niggas, they sit there and see how we break this shit down. Man, they crush Wack. Straight up. Nigga, all this shit you doing, nigga, it's self-explanatory. The details, how we break this shit down, the things that he's always in the middle of, nigga, shit. Like, you ain't never seen somebody be in the middle of an armed robbery, pistol whipping, stripping and beating, and then be loud as ever on the internet. Man, you ain't never seen no shit like that. Nigga, knowing that you involved like that, come on, man. And then you like, yo, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Nah, shit. Ricky ain't the one. When you stand tall, power only appears to shift. Yeah, Wack know damn well, you know what I'm saying, he can't fuck with Ricky. But I guarantee you, you know, Wack would be like, you know, real docile in his face. But, you know, around the people that he want to look up to him, he real cocky and they feel like, oh yeah, Wack this and, you know, Wack that, and nigga, only if y'all knew, aligning yourself with Wack is gonna stunt your growth. You not growing being around that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it in you. Just being around him. It's like some jokers think that just because they associated with Wack, they gonna grow. No, it gotta be in you to put that work in to grow. Being around this nigga, you gonna be lazy and you ain't gonna grow. And then when he get tired of you, he gonna kick you to the curb. Straight up. When a nigga get tired of you, he gonna kick you to the curb. Ain't no more use for you. Fuck I need you around me for? I'm tired of you. Straight up. Wack gonna try to pull up money. You said try to pull up money. Hey, yo, run the table. You say, so robbing people and doing drive-bys is better. Like, crazy. Crazy. Dude is like the lame of all lames. I think he got the title. That nigga, Wack got the title. The title. You know what I mean? For being a lame. Straight up. He got the title, man. Rick made more money than lies Wack told. And you know Wack don't like that. Wack don't like that. Niggas that made more paper than they can come out and still flex and live, right? And he can't get him indicted. That shit there irks him. It irks him. And they ain't gonna do no business with him. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Hustlers that been out in the street, you know what I'm saying, they gonna be mindful around Wack. It's like, hold up. This shit here don't seem right. Hell no. This shit look like it's fishy. It look fishy. The nigga look fishy, man. Real rap. Or if that light starts shining too much on you, yeah. He want to get you out the way. The benefits of standing on business. Yeah. Yeah, Freeway Ricky, he doing his thing. He getting interviews. He living. He doing what he want to do. And Wack don't like that the nigga was getting money. Parents got hooked on that shit at the time he was out there. He feel like Freeway Ricky was a part of why his parents was hooked on that shit. Straight up. Like, he act like Freeway Ricky brought this shit here and he manufactured this shit, whereas though he was over there with the coca leaves. Like, nigga, that shit came in the 80s. You know, it was here before the 80s, but they start rocking that shit up in the 80s, nigga. That was your people's choice to go get the pipe and the chewy, nigga. That wasn't nobody else's shit. Straight up. It was their choice. You know what I mean? Shit. But I think he like want to hold everybody else accountable for the motherfucking decisions that, you know, his people's made. Everybody else is the reason why your people's decided to smoke rocks. Like, nigga, that shit, you can't be like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. You can't blame everybody else because your people wanted to smoke rocks. That's just like Loose Cannon. He can't blame everybody else because his dad wanted to smoke the wet. Like, how you gonna blame everybody else because your dad smoked wet? Like, nigga, shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit happens. You know, shit happens. You know what I mean? But you can't blame everybody else for the shit. Straight up. It used to be in gum and Coca-Cola. Yeah. But you know, Wack want to shift the blame. It's everybody else's fault that sold the shit because they chose to pick it up and smoke it and not sell it. They could have sold it too, Wack. It was just their decision to smoke the shit. Like, you can't be mad at the world. They like to sit down in the room and geek and shit. It's people like that. They was the users. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. Don't take that out on everybody else. But anybody that sold work, Wack is feeling some type way. Man, mama was a spacehead, man. Damn. It's their fault, nigga. Be mad at the bigger people that brought this shit here, nigga. That was dropping this shit off the planes. Be mad at them. Shit, if we being real, be mad at them, nigga. Crazy thing about it is Wack tried to be a hustler. The nigga just was spending his whole profit up. Nigga, you gotta re-up. Yeah, listen. You know what I'm saying? 8-ball nigga. Straight up. I can see Wack was an 8-ball nigga. Straight up. Straight 8-ball nigga. Yeah. You can tell. Nigga, take this ball game. Bring a nigga back 100. He was one of them niggas, man. Word, he need to be mad at the people who snuck it in. Like, nigga, why is you pissed at the people that had to grind it? Nigga had to make a way. Like, what the fuck? Nigga had to make a way. You know what I'm saying? If they putting certain shit here, nigga had to make a way. You mad at the wrong people though, Wack. You know what I'm saying? Them big motherfuckers that was bringing that shit on the planes and shit, you should be pissed at them, nigga. Yeah. So you want to make it like Freeway Ricky is the problem of your people's locked in the room for weeks at a time. You know what I'm saying? His parents, you know, probably was running off. Because you know, motherfuckers be smoking that shit. They'll run off for a week or two at a time. Like, real shit. Motherfuckers that's locked in on that shit, oh man. People be looking for their ass for weeks. Some of y'all, I ain't seen you all week. Especially when they get paid. They probably was getting a check, you know what I'm saying, for Wack. They taking the whole check. And the next thing you know, they hiding out in the base house, fucking the check up. You see them, they come back, they ain't got no money. That shit happened though. So, you know, Wack probably got some resentment behind that shit. Straight up. Wack got some resentment behind that shit. I can see that now. He got some resentment. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'll have displaced anger, be mad at the COINTELPRO that took positive community groups and turned them into gangs. You know, nigga don't want to address that. Straight up. Nigga don't want to look at that. Like, you know, motherfucker want to look at the real. Like, for real. That's who you should be pissed at. You know what I'm saying? You should be really pissed at them. Yeah. But he want to take it out on people that sold this shit. He highly upset. Nah, you sold that shit. I'm pissed. Nah, man. You sold that shit, man. My moms was out there buying this shit. Man, I seen my mom smoking one of these motherfuckers. I'm mad at you. Nigga, that was her choice. Nigga, she wanted to beam me up Scotty. Nigga, like, listen. She liked to go beam the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. She wanted to peek out the window. They coming? They coming? You see them? Yo. Yeah. She used to fuck all the blinds up in the house. Wack, think about that shit. She used to fuck all the blinds up. The blinds, they all was hanging. And she always was peeking out the fucking blinds. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. She like this. Ain't nothing out there, baby girl. God damn. You know Wack upset about that, man. I can see that now. He feels some type of way. Paranoia addiction. Yeah. She fucked up all the blinds in the house, right? He had one of them cribs that the blinds was always fucked up. You know, and I'm telling you, that's the shit that be playing in his mind. He looking out the window, he ain't even gotta open the blind. He see straight through the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Damn. What the fuck? Yeah. And it's everybody else's fault because she fucked all the blinds up in the house. You know what I mean? Nah, that nigga down the street sold it to him. You know what I mean? He might have seen Freeway Ricky running around, right? Doing his thing out there back in the day and heard mom and them in the crib talking about it. Man, we ready to go see Freeway. Yeah, we ready to go see Freeway. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's probably where his mind was at. He see mom in the crib talking about, yo, we ready to go see Freeway. Hold up. Man, I knew this nigga Freeway was doing what he doing. Straight up. Shit crazy though. Yeah, man. If you haven't already hit the like button and you in the building, smash that like button. You know we appreciate all of y'all. Facts. Hit that subscribe button, man. And share this live. You know I appreciate all of y'all. Big facts. Beam me up, Scotty. That don't control the body and his daddy. Wack needs, he said, recesses his life. Need to recesses his life. Shit crazy. He said reassess. Okay, I had to read that. I catch that. Reassess. Yeah, he had to reassess his life. Shit crazy. It was their choice though, man. You know what I'm saying? This nigga mad at the world because of decisions that they made. Nigga, they made it. Nigga, damn. Don't be mad at them either. Nigga, they got caught up. Nigga, it's a lot of people's parents got caught up in the 80s, nigga. Yeah. Some of them never came back. Straight up. Yeah. And Freeway Ricky probably was pulling up in that shit. Wack was seeing this shit. He might have seen the nigga pitch something to his mom. You know, nigga be holding on to that shit. Man, he sold my mom that shit, man. That's crazy, man. How you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Mom putting him out and get your ass out. Get out. Get out. Go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? Or she telling the nigga I'll be right back. Don't come back for a day or two. Maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? That shit that weighed on Wack, man. Yeah. It's a lot of things when you really look at these jokers, especially if you know how things operate in the world and how people operate. You can see a lot of resentment that this nigga got for shit, right? He resenting a lot of people, man. Yeah. Straight up. The nigga pissed. Yeah. But you know, it's gonna be alright. We gotta get through it. You know what I mean? I think the nigga do need some therapy or some. Wack might need some serious therapy. Straight up. He might need some serious therapy. But you know, he too hardcore to get it. You know what I'm saying? He might be one of those people that really, really need therapy. Like to the T. Nigga, you need to go sit down and have a serious conversation. Cause you really dealing with some serious issues. And you trying to suppress him and, you know, take it out on R&B, nigga, it ain't helping you. On some real shit. Yeah. Every decision you make, there's a consequence you must face. Yeah. We got to get Freeway Rick on the show. Man, that would be dope too. That would be dope. We working though. We working. In due time. We working. Yeah, we working. In due time. Real rap. Cook of Paradise. So appreciate the super chat. Artist lawsuits, artist incarceration, and federal investigation tend to wreak havoc on managers' income streams. Too much, salute. Appreciate that super chat. Real shit though. Yeah. And Blueface being home, we gonna see if they really locked in. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Blueface like the last of the Mohicans, right? Fucking with Wack. We gonna see how locked in they is. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We gonna see. We gonna see. Yeah. He said he does need therapy. He needs to be taught how to love. And the crazy thing, he don't take the time so that he can try to heal and, you know, learn some shit. So it's like you fighting with demons. You don't want to get therapy. You don't want to take no time to put it together to learn where you went wrong. So it's like you fighting with the demons inside of you. I mean, it's some heavy demons inside of this nigga, man. And he fighting with them. You know, like he push him to the side. He got R&B, you know what I mean? And she's a willing participant, so I can't feel sorry for her. But he got R&B, and you know, he take it out on her. Damn right. Take it out on her. Yeah. He deceitful. Straight dirtbag. Yeah. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Smash the like button. If you're in the building, hit that like button. You know we appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. We on our way up. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We went live 4 times today. We gotta get this thing back cracking. We went live 4 times today. This how you know we going in. You know what I'm saying? We back at it. You know what I mean? And we talked about some good topics today, if I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? We had some good discussions, you know, throughout the day. Some good discussions. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it back to where as though we doing multiple lives like that. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, today, we going to be back at it. We going at it again. Fuck that. Hard to paint. You know what I'm saying? No cap. He said, Wack can't run that 25-year-old prison talk on Blueface no more. Blueface been in the yard and heard what they say about Wack in 2025, not 1995. Ooh, hot shot. That was a good one right there. Because I'm sure. Oh, shit. Hot shot. You said something right there. You said something. That was deep. Because you know Wack will meet a joker and start talking the old 1995 prison story. And Blueface was just out there on the yard. You right about that. And niggas in there telling this nigga, we don't rock with your mans. I'm going to tell you that right now. We don't rock with your mans. Cause niggas ain't rocking with Wack. Yeah, hell no. We see what he is. Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely a good one right there. Yeah. Can't run that bullshit ass game. At all. You know what I'm saying? At all. The gig is up with that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, the gig is up. You know what I mean? We're going to see how Loose Cannon carry it. If he going to pull Wack into no jumper. This nigga talking about he going to be home soon. I don't think that's happening. Not me. Like, I think he just, trying to keep hope alive that he get out soon, but I don't think it's happening. Like, I know a nigga in jail for life keep talking about he about to get out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nigga been down 20-something years, and he still be saying, yo, man, I'm about to get out. Like, you got to keep that hope. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the hope now. So, I think Luce just trying to, keep the hope. I don't see that nigga getting out no time soon. Straight up. No time soon. Real shit. But nigga act like, he about to get out. Straight up. Straight up. You see your background music keep you consistent. Man, we on one. We ain't stopping, man. Straight up. I appreciate all y'all, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And smash that like button if you haven't hit the like button, man. Y'all know we be going in. No cap. Yeah. If y'all want to call in before we get up out of here, y'all can let me know, man. Call in, let me know what y'all feel about the relationship between Wack and Blueface. If y'all think Blueface is done with Wack, smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? If you think Blueface is done with Wack as a manager, smash that like button. He'd have been in the can, down, bitten, and got to see what it's really like hearing about this nigga Wack. And I'm sure Wack wasn't holding it down as he would act like he would do. And smash that like button, man, if you feel like Blueface is done with Wack, man. Straight up. And hit that subscribe button for me too. Yeah, smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button, you know what I mean? And share this live. I appreciate all of y'all. Big facts. And we gonna keep grinding. We going up. Big facts. We're going all the way up. Non-stop. Yeah. We going all the way up non-stop, man. And I appreciate all y'all. Big facts. SBGB TV, it's a live call-in show. State your name, where you calling in from.
Hey, man, what's going on, man? It's your boy, Brother Room, out the West Coast, man.
Brother Room. What's good with you?
Man. Hey, man, you know what? Shout out to all my weed smokers, all my niggas that be getting heavily fried. Your boy said, I'm waiting for this nigga to drop something heavy. This nigga said something crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
Who you talking about?
Man, your man that just called said niggas in I'm about to drop something heavy on you, DZ. I don't know if you ready for it.
Oh yeah, the boy that said that the West Coast.
The West Coast is the mama, the East Coast is the daddy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck does that mean? You didn't even catch it at first, didn't he? When he broke it down, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I think this nigga's high as hell.
Yeah, he got me with that one, but I told him it was gonna be the West Coast that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't gonna be feeling that.
And he gotta be stuck in the fucking 70s or the 80s. Niggas ain't rocking Jerry curls and barrettes or none of that shit. Niggas barely even rock Chuck Taylors anymore out here. Like, we ain't on that like that.
Okay.
Niggas you rarely see. That's like a. You not coming out here rocking Chuck Taylors. That old West Coast image that we know for is not even really like that all the way no more like that. It's not like that.
Okay.
These niggas out here rocking Timbs. For the longest, me and Mamas was rocking Timbs, but I feel him. No, I think he was high as fuck because he thought he was dropping something deep. Whenever niggas say they want to drop something deep and they say something off the wall, it's usually some marijuana behind it.
Okay, right.
High as shit, my nigga. That's why I'm not even mad at him, because the minute you start thinking about some shit when you high. Hey, but I just want to ask you about this real quick. I heard the attorney talking, and do you agree with him? You think Diddy gonna beat this?
Man, I think he got a hell of a shot. No cap.
Why?
Because the people was participating and they was setting up the freak offs without him, and nobody else got charged but him. And I think that if they would have at least charged some other people, and
they all snitched on him.
Huh? Yeah, but I'm saying they still would have. I think if they would have charged them, so it made it look like that they was involved, but they're telling on them, and it's like they making it look like these people were victims, but they got immunity. Why would a victim need to get immunity?
Okay, look. Okay, it's a lot of people in there. Everybody's saying, how could you be charged with a RICO and it's only one person? Because the people that was involved, they already just said, fuck it, I'll tell you what you want to know. And they got immunity, DZ.
But
that's why they not charged.
I thought about that too, right? But this why I'm saying what I'm saying, right? Is because they should have still charged the people so that the jury can see that they got charged. The jury is just saying that victims are testifying, right? So when the jury see that victims are testifying, but they see that these people were setting up the freak offs by themselves and they saying that they wasn't held against their will, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Crooked Paradise, so appreciate the super chat. You know you on the way down once white boy in the mix, cause once he get talking, all y'all in the fix. Crook, good luck. Appreciate the super chat. Go ahead, brother Rome.
No, my whole thing is look at how they did Harvest, Heinstein, Epstein, whatever, Bill Cosby, all those brothers, they had way less evidence than this, and they got fried. You don't think Diddy's gonna get fried for this? They have so much convincing, and when you got a witness that's a victim on the stand, it's hard to beat a witness. Look at Tory Lanez. Everybody thinks Tory Lanez is innocent, but since Megan Thee Stallion said he did it, he got cooked too. You don't think Diddy's about to get cooked for this? All this corroborating evidence?
And listen, it's a possibility, but the only thing is, it could create doubt in the jury's mind. All he need is one person not to ride with it to make it shake it up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. All he need is one person to ride with it.
I think nobody would believe it after they saw they made the jury watch that video. So nobody, that video where he was beating her down like a dog in the streets. I don't think nobody in their right mind would have any doubt that he possibly could force these women, even if they consented to it. They consented to it for a reason. I think those videos are damaging. I don't believe it.
Yeah, the videos are damaging, right? But you know, that was domestic violence. They ain't charging him for domestic violence. They charging him for the trafficking and shit.
I know, but they looking at it like she was trying to get away from the freak off.
And they could possibly be looking at it like that too.
He drug her ass back in there. He was butt naked. Come back here to the freak off. Where you going?
It's a possibility too. They could be looking at it like that, for real.
So many witnesses testified firsthand of sex trafficking. He shit.
But it's only, it's only 2 victims that testified. You know, it's like, you remember they was saying that it was a whole bunch of people. They was saying like 120 something people. Only two. It was only 2 victims, but they participated. So I mean, it could cast a doubt in the jury's mind. It could cast doubt.
They had two prostitutes, male prostitutes that came on and testified that Diddy paid them and flew them out. You got the guy that he paid for the bribery for the tape. That's a part of racketeering, bribery, and those guys got on the stand and testified. So is the jury gonna believe all these witnesses? All these witnesses testifying saying that he did this?
Man, listen,
that's crazy.
But you gotta look at it too, right? The defense is trying to paint it like they trying to take him down because he like to do swinger shit. They trying to paint it like that. They like, the nigga was a freak. He liked to swing with his women, right? He was a swinger. But is it a crime for you to be a swinger? Is it a crime for that? So, one thing.
But the drug guy got on the stand too, Brendan Paul.
Okay. And
the one that went state to state with him to get drugs for him, he got on the stand and testified against him too.
But they all was using him though. They was all getting high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they trying to say like he was trafficking the shit with the work and shit, but they was all users. They was all junkies. They was just rich junkies.
Yeah, and that's against the law.
Man,
the guidelines.
They not sending junkies to jail, man. Listen, I know over here, right?
Yeah.
If you get caught with some dope or something, nigga, and you a junkie, they sending you to a rehab. They not rushing to send you to jail. Just cause this nigga got money, he's a rich junkie. He need help for his addiction.
But it's not necessarily about the drugs. It's about the guidelines that he's breaking. He's crossing federal lines to get the drugs and buy the drugs, and he's sending employees to do it for him. That's what they're tripping off of. He's being real technical about it. He's sending somebody to buy drugs for him. Yes, he's using it for personal use, and he's using it for the freak offs too. So he got the freak offs. He got the prostitutes that he crossed federal lines to pay for illegal sex too. Prostitution is illegal. As much as we want to say, he's just freaky, but he's doing it in a way that's illegal. Prostitution, flying male prostitutes out, that's illegal. That's not legal.
And listen, I agree that it's illegal, but Diddy wasn't doing nothing with him though. You know that, right? Nigga had ED. He wasn't doing nothing. He had to watch. He was trying to make sure they got pleased.
ED, that stands for erectile
dysfunction. The nigga shit didn't work, man. Diddy couldn't fuck. His shit didn't work.
He was involved, though.
He wasn't doing nothing. He used to be pissed. That nigga, he woke up and prayed to God, asked for that motherfucker to get right. And it just didn't work. God didn't answer that prayer. Made him rich as a bitch, but he wouldn't answer that prayer. So he had to get other niggas to hit the broads because his shit wasn't working.
Damn. Should have got the penis pump or something, my guy.
The penis pump wasn't gonna work. That's because he was on too much powder. He was tooting his nose. He popping E-bombers. He doing everything under the sun, nigga. And that shit, it wasn't working.
Finest of the finest. But, man, you know what? I don't see it, man. He broke too many laws, man. He broke too many laws, not just being freaky. Oh, okay. And everybody keeps saying they dropped some charges. The only charges that they dropped is attempted. Like, okay, I was trying to break this down to my man. If I get charged for murder and I got charged for attempted murder, those is not the same. If you drop attempted murder and still charge me for murder, you ain't dropped nothing. You just dropped the attempted. That's what they dropped. So they dropped the attempt.
So they dropped the attempted, right? You gotta think about this.
Yeah, they dropped the attempted. That's it.
So now, if you think about this, right? If some people that are sitting there watching this case go through for weeks, right? 6 weeks, right? And at the end, they dropping charges. That shit there, like, yo, why y'all dropping shit? Like, hold up. That shit there make whereas though you get to thinking about it. Like, why are y'all dropping shit now? And then we already on the fence because we looking at it like the dude was a freak and y'all saying that he did this, that, and the third. Nah, they was freaking. You know? Ain't none of the broads say that he wasn't he had him captive. They wasn't saying he had him captive.
Yeah, a couple of them did. The one that he took to Kid Cudi's house, she testified on the stand, said Diddy showed up at her crib. I've been watching this case closely. She said Diddy showed up at her crib with a gun, told her, come with him, and they going to Kid Cudi's house. And he told her she was not going nowhere unless he broke into this nigga's house, and she testified this on the stand.
And this was one of the girls that was in the free golfs?
No, it was KK.
Well, if she wasn't in the free golf.
No, not KK. It was one of them, but the one that went with him to Kid Cudi's house, and they blew up his whip, and she testified on the stand that Diddy told her he killed all of them. If she don't get Cassie over there, if Cassie don't come over there, they all gonna die. She testified that on the stand.
But she wasn't in the free golf though, so it wasn't like that he was trafficking her.
Nah, there's a lot of elements to this. It ain't all got to do with no trafficking. All of it ain't trafficking.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not saying that he's not guilty of.
She was involved.
I'm not saying that
she's involved with the kidnapping. That's what I'm talking about. She claimed he kidnapped her, and she's the one that he held for like 5 days. What's her name? You know, the lie tester, because he thought she stole some jewelry or whatever, and he held her for like a week, 5 days, and he said, "Oh, if you feel this, if she feel it, she gonna die." They all said this in court, all of it. They said it all in court.
So you think he's gonna be found guilty on all counts?
Nah, but it's hard to beat a case when you have witnesses. That's that. Why you think brothers be so on edge? They're like, "Hey man, I need you to knock this dude off. I need you to knock him off." You know, a lot of guys get off when it ain't no witnesses. But when you got hella witnesses, a lot of witnesses, and you don't have he didn't have not one witness on his behalf to stand with him. Not one. And they got the prosecution got like 30 witnesses and jaw-dropping footage of him doing crazy stuff, and just so many witnesses coming forward of him doing this stuff. Like, you think the jury is just gonna be like, you know what? Never mind those guys that he bribed with $50,000, $100,000. When we see him whoop Cassie's ass, and the guy that he bribed is on the stand testifying, saying, "Yeah, he gave me the money. Yeah, he gave me the money." You think they just gonna overlook that? Bribery is part of that's one of the rackets that could be in the RICO. Bribery, that's one. State trafficking, sex trafficking. You got the porn, you got this fucking excuse my language. You got the guys that are prostitutes flying from state to state, crossing federal lines. That makes it federal. And you paying for illegal sex, prostitution. These are the guys doing the sex. They're on the stand testifying. Yeah, I did that. Whoopty wham wham. You got so many guys that's on the stand confessing to stuff that they did with Diddy. So they won't be involved in it.
So you think they're gonna be convicted of everything?
No, they might get off some of it. And low key, back to that attempted kidnapping. They dropped the attempted kidnapping, but they stood on the kidnapping though. They didn't drop the kidnapping charge. They just dropped the attempted, and they stood down. They doubled down. They said, "Oh, we'll drop the attempted, but we're gonna double down on the kidnapping though. Oh, we'll drop the attempted this, but we're gonna that's like saying like I got charged for murder and attempted murder, but they dropped the attempted murder, but I'm still getting charged for murder. So what charge did they really drop?"
Okay. Hey,
that makes sense.
Got you. Crooked Paradise, so appreciate the super chat. You said Diddy will be found guilty. The plan is a Trump pardon for the Negro. Be sure to show your appreciation at the appropriate time. Shaking my head.
Hey, Dizzy.
Huh?
Hey, I'm gonna let somebody else call in. I don't want to hog the line like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, though. It was a good conversation, bro.
I'm gonna get with you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, this right here is up in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's up in the air. SBGB TV. It's a live call-in show. State your name. Where you calling in from?
Text from out of Text, good brother. SBG TV family.
What's going on with you, Tex?
Man, all is well. Hey, listen, man. I'm hoping for OJ verdict. Yep.
Okay, you said you wanted to be like Rocky.
Yeah. I'm looking for OJ verdict. 30 years ago, it was a cultural shock that OJ was found not guilty 30 years ago. We thought between 30 years ago and now we had Bill Cosby, we had, who else? R. Kelly. We thought we was going to get the same result. In many cases, some people were looking for the same result, didn't get it.
Right.
I think 30 years later, it's due time for OJ verdict 30 years later with P. Diddy potentially getting found not guilty, not because there's no evidence, but because just like in the OJ verdict, during that time and era, 1995, right? You had racial tension, right? You had distrust of what is the judicial system, police system, okay? You had a lot of racial tension during that time, right? In that era, this was a rebellion, okay? The not guilty verdict wasn't based on there not being no evidence with OJ. He had, if you could remember the Bruno Mali shoes, right?
Okay.
That was forensics had proved that his shoe, size 12 shoe footprint was in the blood next to the body of Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Okay. And with that evidence, still, the jury said not guilty. And so in this case of what is the P. Diddy era and time period that we're in, which could be a not guilty verdict based on not evidence, but another rebellion 30 years later with black folk particularly. Here's the era where we feel can't trust the police. Am I right or wrong on that?
Nah, you definitely can't trust the police.
Can't trust the judicial system.
I agree
right or wrong on that.
I agree on that.
We know the prosecutors play dirty, and they, case in point, throw charges on you that they can't prove.
I agree with the prosecution play dirty.
So why you gonna throw charges on me on what is crimes, felonies, that could cause me to spend the rest of my life in jail, and you can't prove that I'm guilty, but you throw the charge on me as if you can prove that I'm guilty. You bring me through the media, you smash me, you drag me, you seize my homes, you take all my stuff, you embarrass all my family, you expose my children to all of this, and then you say you dropping charges on something that you can't now prove. So we're in an era we're no different than Wack 100 managing YouTubers to produce what is fake content, WWF style. We're in an era where the judicial system don't play fair, particularly for us. And I would like to see an OJ verdict, not because of the people who have appeared on the stand and have given their testimony. I don't want to hear from them. I want to hear from the jury who's not saying nothing. And I want a message to be sent out that has nothing to do with the evidence, but it has everything to do with we sick and tired of being oppressed. We sick and tired of the judicial system, the scales of justice being tilted not in our favor. We're sick and tired of what is politicians, DAs, prosecutors who are just only prosecuting for numbers and not for justice. So this is a very important time. I know we make a lot of jokes, we got a lot of opinions, but we have to understand how we're all impacted by what could be if we allow them to continue to get away with it and we don't send a message. And the weight of that message is not on what YouTubers are saying, what the media is saying. The weight of getting that message out is going to be by what the jury say as it matters or as it relates to a verdict. And if it's not guilty, you could have a lot of rebellion behind that verdict. Let's talk about it.
Shit can happen.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Shit can happen, man. You know, it's a possibility that
yeah, because it could be you next time, you know, being prosecuted for something based on laws that are unfair. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it can happen to anybody.
So this is why it's bigger than the P. Diddy trial, and we have to use our voice in a different way. Not to necessarily give what is our opinion about the case, but to send a message to what is, you know, the things that are oppressing us.
Okay.
And I think we all are looking for justice or need justice when it comes to that. So that's my little take on it. I'm looking for an OJ verdict.
And we gonna see how it go. We all gonna see, because it's only a few days away. The jury get the case, and they gonna start They got the case. I guess they done, but on Monday they gonna start deliberating. So we gonna see.
If it's a not guilty, I'm gonna tell you, the next explosion for exploitation at its greatest is gonna be social media. And I'm telling you, social media is going to eat, because it's going to shift things. It's going to be either a negative impact for us, because they continue to crack the whip, because we're not protesting, we're not engaging, we're not voting, we're not, lifting our voice. So it could go left for us, or it could go left for them. If we lift our voice and we make the strong statement and message, and if it's not with this jury, it could be with future juries. Now, and then, the tides begin to start to change to we the people having the power.
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's gonna be what actions lead it to become. Yeah, all this. Yeah, hey, man, it's gonna be what when we take a good step forward, we can make some change.
Yes,
make
sir.
Some change. This is a very crucial time.
Very. Crooked Paradise, so appreciate the super chat. Guilty, he's ruined. Not guilty, he's ruined. What's the point? To ruin it.
Yeah, but does that mean you can't be impacted by that?
I think that the system's already is what it is, right? I done been to trial 5 times. So I already know that the system is what it is, and if they pick
Do we continue to let the system be what it is?
Listen, what I can say though with the system, we can't change that.
I'm saying the jury can change that.
Now the jury can. The jury can make the decision.
We just like how they're weaponizing the system, we could begin to start to weaponize our voice, because one day it might be you, me, or someone else on the jury. And then we have to think about these things when we're judging another man or person.
Yeah,
I don't know how oftentimes we look at what is the case that's being tried, whatever that may be, versus the system in which is trying the person, which may have a hand in what's being tried to be corruption. But how often do we think about that? We're distracted. So that's my point. Oh, that's my perspective. It's my opinion. It's not the views of your podcast. It's certainly my opinion, and it's my expression of my own thoughts.
And listen, man, we appreciate you calling in, Tex.
All the time.
All right. If you haven't hit the like button already, smash the like button. We appreciate that. Keep us running through the algorithm. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Straight up. Crook said start a petition. Hey, listen, man. The system, man, they got that shit designed. It's designed. And I say, as the people like myself, right? You got to understand how to fight in that world. And that shit come with experience. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you got to be willing to do your own research. Straight up. When it comes to the system. You can't be just the type of person that say I'm going to hire an attorney and they going to take care of it. You got to do your own homework. If I catch a case, right, and I'm on the street, I'm going to the law library on the street. if I catch a case and I go to jail, I'm going to the law library in the jail. More of that story is go to the law library, do your own homework. You know what I'm saying? You got to search the case laws. You know, you got to find your angle. But you know, shit happens. And people put their lives in the lawyer's hands and expect the lawyer that go home every night to care about your life. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got to be willing to go to war too. You know, it's a lot of people that ain't willing to go to war. They get scared. Straight up. You said Diddy guilty of ED, educated dummy. Hey, yo, you got to be willing to go to war. That's one thing. It's a lot of people that's not willing to go to war. You know? And that's something that you got to be willing to do. Don't be scared. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to go to war now. You got to stand up. It's important. SBGB TV, it's a live call-in show. What's poppin', Blue Chicken?
Hey, baby. They went after him. They filed the wrong charges towards him. I'm going to say it again. He was messing with that alcohol company, and they wanted to make an example out of him.
And that they did.
And that's all they wanted to do. Because there's no way they should have brought Cassie up there after she got that $20 million from him. If I was a juror, I'd be like, yeah, but you got $20 million out of it. How many women get beat and dragged and get anything out of it?
Got 30 million. 20 from him and 10 from the hotel.
Right, but I'm saying from him directly, 20.
Yeah.
20. If it's like that, then people would be running around on the foot to the ass all day long. You gonna pay me $20 million? Okay. Then they didn't give him proper due process. They never gave him a bond, and he kept coming. He had the money. He had the property and everything to bond. They even give murderers bonds.
They pick and choose.
They just was after him to teach him a lesson. Like, you can't sit at the table with us no more. You got beside yourself. We help you get here. And you think you finna act like this towards us, like you were saying earlier. Okay, that's what you want? Okay, we'll get back at you. Then all of a sudden the tape show up?
Yeah, the tape popped up. You know, what I think is that Diddy paid to get the tape, but they paid for a copy. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you. I believe you.
That's what I think.
You don't think that hotel has another copy? The security guard just probably thought he stole the main copy, but they got a backup copy.
Yeah.
You know, and he got good lawyers. The way OJ won was when Johnny Cochran had him try that glove on.
Yeah.
And his hands couldn't fit in it.
Yeah.
The average size for a man is the size 12 to 15. So that could have been anybody's foot.
Right.
I don't think anybody is going to be in an uproar if Puffy does not get some time, or if he doesn't walk free because of the Me Too movement and everything that's going on. They just went after him for the wrong things. If they really wanted him, all those women that they brought up there outside of the two that were saying he was beating on them, if his Meesa and all them testify, then they could have got him on domestic violence. But they didn't even sequester the jurors. With this type of trial, you're not supposed to let them have any outside any outside that would draw them from what it is they may convict him on. I'm a juror. I get to go home, watch TV, see how other people feel, renegotiate my thoughts of, yeah, I'm going this way. They should have sequestered him. To me, it's just, they was just trying to make an example out of him. I see him coming home soon.
Well, we gonna know next week because it's going to the jury Monday.
Only way I don't see him coming home really soon is if they make him do some time for his son. Now, his son is in hot water for what he did to that young lady on that yacht. You know, tit for tat, we'll trade you out. You don't want your son to go to prison? Then this is what we need you to do. But I see him coming home because for one, he
Diddy
never
ain't
got
doing
a
that
bond.
shit. Nigga, shit. Diddy been sitting in jail for a year. But fucking shit, that nigga ain't doing no time for his son. Shit, you take your ass to jail. See how I feel.
But I'm just saying, that's why he wouldn't want his son to be there because he's not going to get a lot of time. They tried him the wrong way. Who you know that's a one-man RICO case?
And we gonna see how this thing turned out because it's definitely at the final stage. The jury.
I don't even follow it. I just wait till I come over here to see you and see what you know about it because it is anybody with common sense can see that they just roping them and putting the belt to the ass to him. He just got beside himself. Had he never went after that alcohol company, he wouldn't be in a position that he is in right now. That's my personal opinion. Because they know he's been doing this forever. The people in the industry know he's been doing this forever. Clyde Davis mentored him and gave him the money to open up Bad Boy, allegedly. And if you do your homework about Clive, you know. Clive divorced his wife to go live the rest of his life out with a man.
Sick bastard.
And he's up under him.
Sick bastard. He just a bitch.
Some serious stuff. He did a whole interview. I can't remember who he sat down with, but he said he realized he liked men more than he did women, and he had been married.
Sick bastard.
And he came up under him when he started climbing that ladder.
Yeah, the dude name was what the fuck is
Don't
it?
y'all get memory for it. I'm just saying, you know.
I was trying to see because it was somebody had sent me something. Let me see. Yeah, but, this must not be him right here. Hold on. Yeah, sick bastard, man. They all sick, man. It's just the industry. You gotta be sick to get in the industry. Ain't no way you get in the industry if you ain't sick. Them motherfuckers that's rich, they all sick. All of them.
Well, they tried the case wrong. They did. If they would have tried it a different way, they would get in a bigger conviction of what they want. But he got some dream team lawyers on his team. I didn't even know the guy that got Young Thug off is over there on his team.
Yeah, Brian Steele.
Come on. How did Brian do them in Georgia? Come on.
Yeah,
and then the judge shouldn't have got rid of that one juror for what reason? Especially when you gave the prosecution and the defense that you wasn't gonna let this trial go on for more than this amount of time, and you kicked them out right before you was reaching that end point for what?
Yeah, so Diddy got some appeal issues. I tell you that.
He might be able to sue the state of New York.
He got some appeal issues.
You gotta look at who y'all got over there. What's the lady who's up for realtor fraud right now? It said she was living over there where in Virginia. You can't live out the state and be a high person in position like in Congress and all that. Your attorney or whatever, your state attorney, your attorney general for New York, she in trouble.
Oh, you talking about the Letitia James?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Trump's on her ass. Yeah, Trump's on her ass like a piece of lint. She was going at Trump hard body. Yeah, Trump.
What she wanted, 300, 400 million from him?
He's on her ass. She messed with the wrong one. She listened to Biden, fuck with the wrong one.
Because they all thought Kamala was gonna win.
Yeah, she should have left Trump the fuck alone.
Hey, well, I just want to say I'm anxious, not anxious, because you shouldn't be anxious for everything, but I'm looking to see the outcome of this. And either way, he needs to be able at some point to go home. I'm only saying that because they never honored him bond. I've never seen it where they deny bond like that when you ain't killed nobody. And from what I heard, they all were, I keep saying it, they all were volunteers and not victims.
Yeah,
and they said the only reason he ran her down the hallway like that because she had took his belongings and he wanted them back.
Well, damn, he beat the shit out of her for them motherfucking blows. He went too far with that. Now that there he went too damn far.
I don't disagree with that, but they didn't try him for that.
Yeah.
You know,
they couldn't have tried him for that. The statute of limitation, that shit was over 10 years ago. I think it said 2014 or something like that. Something like that. It was 10 years ago. That shit was, the statute of limitations was up.
Well, then why did he pay her?
He paid her because he was trying to think that was going to hush her up and that was going to get her to go away when he should have never paid her.
If the statute of limitations was up, I would have never paid her.
Yeah, you know, he paid her. I would have never paid her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you admitted to guilt, so that could have been bad on him as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you admitting to guilt, and now they looking at you like, oh, you paid this money, you guilty. And I'm sure it's people thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? You paid the money, you guilty.
But that goes back to what you said before. Either you want justice or you want a payment.
Yeah. Now I agree on that. Like, goddamn. Like, why the fuck, you want both? Man, you gotta pick. I think it should be a pick. Man, shit. $20 million though. God damn it. She got $20 million, $30 million. Man, it'd be a whole bunch of women lined up to get ass whoopings.
I told you, what's the butt for $30 million?
Yeah, $30 million. I don't hear too many women. They might act like they want to say it publicly, but then they be there and say, "Can I leave your number with me? I'll call you and let you know how I feel." You know what I'm saying? They ready to take this ass whooping.
That's like somebody saying, "Can I urinate on you for $20 million?" Yeah, the wash off.
What? Motherfucker, shit, they do it for $100. Shit, motherfucking tell me, hold on, man. Where you want to put it at? Shit, for 100. Motherfucking shit. Motherfucking pee everywhere on them. Shit.
Well, as always, I appreciate you, and I know you getting up with the birds chirping. Thank you for taking my call, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I heard all of your lives, and I clicked on them. I just had a busy day today. A very, very busy
Did you hit
day.
the like button too?
I hit the like button every time.
Okay, and I appreciate you for that.
As always, it's respect, discipline, grinding, and consistency, and that's what you're doing, baby.
I appreciate you calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Yo, yeah, I appreciate all y'all. Facts. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Smash that like button. Make sure you click that notification bell and share this live. You know, I appreciate all y'all, man. Facts. Yeah, today we went hard. We went hard today. Straight up. Fuck Diddy. I know artists' lives he totally destroyed. Some got so depressed that they turned to drugs, hospitalized, and died broke. Shit was real. Ain't run the table. Messy situation. You know what I'm saying? Fucking. Cry 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Take it to the stage. Yeah. All I remember is the scene in New Jack City when Nino got knocked off. Either later your soul is required in hell. Over in Dubai, they'll pee on and shit on you. Damn, they snapping in Dubai. Let's go down the list. Black Rob, Craig Mack, Mace, Biggie, 112. Who I know personally, Biggie and Kim. You forgot Total. What about Total now? What about Total? They was snapping. You know, Total used to get it in. What about Total? Yeah. What about Total? Yeah. Shit getting real. Yeah, it's going down though. Yeah. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do that, man. Hit that like button, man. You know I appreciate all of y'all. Straight up. Yeah. Straight up. Let me see. Hold up. Appreciate all y'all. They say they died broke because they was naive. They dealt with him because they was thirsty. Be careful what you ask for. I just can't see you. 700 million strong and Biggie mom died in the 1 bedroom. Yeah, I fuck with Total. G Dep. That was a dope song with Total. Yeah. Brooklyn. So Diddy should have went to Bali when Russell told him. Yeah, Diddy ain't want to leave. I'm saying sometimes you got to make executive decisions. You know what I'm saying? Run the table said they were kids. They was youngins. They was teenagers. You know what I'm saying? They made bad choices fucking with Diddy and it cost them. Yeah. Bad decisions fucking with Diddy and it cost him, man. We're gonna see how this shit go. You know what I'm saying? It's up and it's stuck. You know? Straight up. Kids shouldn't do business. Gotta be on point out here, man. Gotta be on point, man. Gotta be on point. You know? And I appreciate all y'all, man. Smash that like button too. If you haven't already done so, you know we would greatly appreciate you smashing the like button, subscribing to the channel, and you know, we appreciate all y'all. We going in. We definitely snapped. We did 4 lives today. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know we on our shit. We got some subscribers too today. Y'all see we went up. Yeah. So we gonna put that work in tomorrow. And we gonna keep grinding. You know, good conversations, dialogue, breaking shit down. You know what I mean? Real life shit. You know, I like to have those real life conversations. Solid shit. Go check out those other lives too. And if you haven't hit the like button over there, hit the like button over there too. Smash that. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Puff was worse than Suge business wise. That's why Suge so tight. Shit was real. said Hot Shot said he felt like he was above the law. Yeah, he should have left. If you want us to promote anything for you, email me, sbgbtv@gmail.com. $40 a day, $200 for 7 days. Yeah. If you would like to become a member, it's pinned at the top of the chat. You know, we appreciate y'all. Big facts. Subscribe to the channel. You know, share the live. And y'all know we going in. I appreciate y'all. We went hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? We went hard in the paint. I ain't gonna lie. We've been going live for 24 hours. We've been going live. I took a couple breaks in between, but we've been going live for 24 straight. Y'all know it. Yeah. But you know, all y'all big facts. We gonna keep grinding. Y'all to stay locked in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, man. You know, your boy Deezy, I appreciate all y'all, man. You know, appreciate all y'all. Put in the chat where you from so we can shout out where you from, man. Put where you from in the chat so we can shout out where you from. Straight up. Brooklyn, peace, Deezy, and my mod crew in the chat. I enjoyed y'all. I gotta make this paper. Get to it, baby. You know, we appreciate you, man. Respect to the ladies and the women, but these 304s ain't loyal. Real game. Summer school starts July 7th, Deezy. I'm on a mission. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Brooklyn. You going hard to paint. Straight up. Western Australia in the building. Straight up. Putting in that work. Appreciate that. V&1. Yeah. Straight up. Don't matter if you get off or not. The tough guy persona going bye-bye. Everybody yelling, you soft, man. You soft. Jersey in the building. Shout out to Jersey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Oh, man. Decatur, Georgia. Birmingham, Alabama. Los Angeles, California. Yay. California, yay, in the building. Yeah, man. Shout out to, you know, all the SBGB TV fans, man. You know, I appreciate all y'all. We grinded non-stop. And that's no cap. PA in the building. Shout out to PA in the building. Yeah. Appreciate all y'all, man. Yeah. Hit the like button on the way out. We greatly appreciate you hitting the like button. You know, get us in that algorithm. Keep going. We appreciate everybody that was here for the show. Everybody that supported the channel. I appreciate all the donations. And that's a fact. You know, if you haven't subscribe to the channel. And y'all know we going up, man. But I appreciate all y'all. And I want y'all to stay locked in. Ohio in the building. Shout out to Ohio, man. Yeah. Appreciate all the mods. Appreciate y'all holding the fort down. New Zealand in the building. That's what I'm talking about. New Zealand. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all. Stay locked in. Hit the notification bell. And you know I see y'all in a few hours. We back at it. We locked in. And For the people that haven't subscribed, subscribe. Straight up. No cap. And, you know, I appreciate y'all. Facts. Y'all already know what it is. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.